You know, this has been a journey. It really has. Reading this for over 300 hours. We've been at it for a while. So, to think that this is the last time that I'm going to press record for an Umineko video for the visual novel. It's kind of wild to think about, you know, this 300-hour journey that is about to be finished off right here, right now. Hello guys, welcome back to the finale of Umineko When They Cry, episode 8. The finale of Umineko When They Cry, Chiru. And the finale of Umineko When They Cry, also known as Umineko no Nakukoro ni. As you can see here, we have a new section for the Unhuman party, the question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark. We're gonna be reading it now, and it's gonna be it. It says right there in the description, hope you can see it. It says, "Welcome to the tea party of the Unhuman," or as I like to call it, the Unhuman party. Before we get into it, I want to announce a couple exciting things before we get into this ending. The first thing is my YouTube channel now has a total of 100,000 views. That's right, I checked just a second ago. In fact, we can check again together so you guys can, you know, get that feeling of being with me as I check. And I have currently 100,672 views. These of course spread across all my videos. So that's the first thing to announce. I'm very happy about this. Great milestone. Now I have uploaded over 1,000 videos on my channel, which means that on average I have 100 views per video. So it might not seem impressive, but I'm very happy with that average personally. 100 views per video is amazing. That's, you know, I've said this before, but 100 people choosing to watch a video, you know, even if a few dozen are bots, that's still amazing to me, man. Think about that, you know, 100 people choosing to watch a video. Imagine if 100 people are watching this video. Imagine if this video has over 100 views. I don't know if it will or not. I haven't uploaded it yet. I haven't finished recording yet, but that would be amazing. I'm ecstatic over the thought of that 100 people have decided to click on to watch my video, and that in total I have gotten 100,000 views. To me, that is amazing, and I appreciate it a lot, and I do think about that fact that, you know what, more than a couple people thought that clicking on my video and watching it was worth it, and I think that's amazing. I think that I'm very happy about that, and I always think to myself, you know, I don't never take the numbers lightly, you know. If I'm thinking I'm in a room with 6 other people, I'm thinking I'm in a room with a lot of people. I personally, okay, I'm thinking that, right? So to think that, okay, 6 people are watching a video that I made, it's like thinking 6 people in the room are watching my video. To me, that's amazing. To me, that's an incredible thought, and so I never take the numbers lightly. Okay. Another announcement I have to make just before we get to the Unhuman party is the first Umineko video that I ever uploaded. Umineko When They Cry episode 1, part 1, the very first video, now has 1,000 views. We're hitting all these milestones, all these Umineko related milestones in this finale here. We're going into this in a good mood. We're in a good mood. I'm checking it right now. It has 1,004 views exactly as of me currently recording this. 1,004 views. This was uploaded the 1st of November 2021, so about a year and a half ago. I believe a year and 7 months ago. This should come out early June. I believe, if my timing is correctly, the Trick Party gets released the 1st of June. The Trick Ending, not the Trick Party, the Trick Ending. Then the One Piece chapter the 2nd of June, chapter 1089. And then we have the Tea Party the 3rd of June. So this should be released the 4th of June. And the 4th of June is Sunday. So this should be released on Sunday, the 4th of June, 2023. Hopefully. I'm recording this on Thursday, the 1st of June. So today is when the Trick Ending comes out. It has already come out actually, but I've already seen a comment from it. But I'm sure I'm gonna get more. We'll see. Who knows? Maybe not. That's fine either way. Let's get to the Unhuman Party. Let's get to the ending. Let's finish off the visual novel. I think I'm gonna be emotional reading this part just from the single fact that this is the last Umineko part I ever record. So let's get to it. Episode 8, Unhuman Party. Welcome to the Tea Party of the Unhuman. Here we go. Here we go. Decades later, so after 1986, decades later. Okay. How many decades later though? We're not talking 1988, are we? We're talking even further along than 1998. Some clapping. An audience. It was the largest banquet hall in this huge hotel. Banquet hall. Decades after 1986. Let's assume that the year currently is 2006. Decades later is 20 years later, for example. Let's assume that this is after Eva's death in 1998. And after the whole deal with Angie in 1998. Let's assume that this is 8 years after 1998. This is decades later. It's been some time. In fact, this could be 2010 actually, then 2006. This could be 2010 when this actually did come out. Episode 8 came out in 2010, didn't it? This visual novel was written between 2007 and 2010, wasn't it? So let's assume this happened between 2007 and 2010 at some point. Decades later. That's the whole point. Let's go with that. The many guests that filled the room chattered and applauded the person receiving an award trophy on top of the stage. Some receiving an award trophy. Let me guess. It's Hachijo Ikuko. Let me guess. If I had to guess, that would be it. The sign in front said Biggs Publishing Company Awards Ceremony. Biggs. What is that? The Final Fantasy VII character? Ooh, baby! Novel category. Alright, now we're cooking. Here we go. Hachijo Ikuko, where you at? Umineko when they cry? Or it's going to be, Twilight of the Golden Witch? Let's see. Wait a minute! That ain't Ikuko? Sakuta's Great Adventure? The only person that would write a novel like that is Angie! Oh, this is Angie. This is not Ikuko. She did say she wanted to be an author, at least in the magic ending. In the trick ending, she just kind of ran off from the Yakuza chasing her, bro. She's off and away. But in the magic ending, she decided to be an author. Sakuta's Great Adventure. That's also a soundtrack, isn't it? I know there's a soundtrack called Sakuta's Great Adventure. The one that goes da 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 da. Yeah, that one. All right. I think it's called Sakuta's Great Adventure. I remember it because when I played Golden Fantasia, the game, I remember hearing that soundtrack. At least I think, unless my memory's all foggy, all messed up. Okay. But she changed her name, didn't she? Sorry, Angie, I didn't mean to. It was not even a misgendering. I just said, I just kind of came out, okay? So, she changed her name. I know she did. From Ishima Angie. So her name is not Ishima Angie anymore. So who won the prize? Whatever name they put up, it's going to be the changed name from Angie. The projector in front of the audience showed a brief summary of the series. Or I could just say Ojo, like Makusa calls her. Missy. Hey, Missy. I could just call her that because I don't know her name as of right now. And I don't want to misname her either because she changed her name. I know someone in real life that changed her. I know 2 people in real life that changed their name. Yeah. Yeah. There you go. Fun fact. Fun fact. I've known people who've changed their name. Alright, there you go. Alright. And it wasn't, by the way, it was not necessarily, at least for one of them, it wasn't necessarily because it was a gender change. For one of them, they kept this, they, one had a name change, but she was female the whole way through. She just changed her female name for whatever reason. I didn't ask because I never ask when it comes to personal stuff like that. You know what I mean? If someone goes, "Yo, I'm not changing my name," I'll go, "Cool, all right. You wanted to call it something else? I'll call you something else." I don't ask why. I never pry into people's personal business like that. Not because I'm trying. It's not even because like I'm trying to, be I'm trying to be sensitive to their, how they would feel, maybe they would feel uncomfortable with me asking. It's not even that. I just kind of, I don't know. I just kind of, it's like the Luffy mind. It's a Luffy mindset. It really is. I don't know. My name is I'm a Luffy after all. Like Luffy is really influenced by life in that sort of way. Where Luffy, like, he doesn't care about people's stories or stuff like that, right? Remember when Nojiko, Nami's sister, was about to tell Nami's story. Luffy was like, I don't care about this. I'm going to sleep. He's like, I'm going to sleep. I'm tired. That's literally me, though. Like, someone's like, oh, you're gonna tell me about your backstory? I don't care about your backstory. Are you a good person now? That's all that matters. Okay, what happened in your past doesn't really matter. You know what I mean? Right? And it's the Luffy mindset. By the way, Luffy woke up. The moment he woke up, walked over to Nami, saw Nami stabbing herself in the arm. Nami goes, Luffy, help me. Luffy goes, oh, so soft. That's all you need to do. I don't care about your past. Tell me you need help. I'll help you. I'll help you. He goes. He beats up Arlong. That was awesome. Yeah, that's kind of that's sort of. It's weird how that sort of mindset has impacted me too in real life in a weird way. I don't really pry into people's business like that either. So there's actually a lot of information that you think, oh, it's normal for 2 friends to know that about each other. But I actually don't know a lot of things about a lot of my friends, to be honest. It could be people that I've known for, 2 people that actually, I was gonna say I don't know a lot of people's last names, but that's a common thing, especially in Norway, because I'm babbling for way too long. I should be reading the visual novel, but at least here, I know in Germany, I believe, and in Japan as well, right? To be especially when you're talking to a senior or when you're first talking to a stranger, you mention them by their last name, right, rather than their first name. But and that's kind of like the norm. But here we don't care about that. We literally just go first name to literally everybody. I've never called a teacher by their last name. I hardly remember any of my teachers' last names. And same things with friends in real life. I've known friends for years, never knew their last name. I actually never knew them. And I was friends with them on social media too. So it's like, if I really cared, I could go to their social media and check what their last names are. But I never cared. I just knew them with their first name and just went along with it. You know what I mean? So there's that. That's a thing. I did once find out that 2 people were cousins. 2 people that I knew. I knew both of them, but I didn't know they were related at all until I learned about their last names. That is one way to learn that people are related. It's like, what's the last name? But I mean, it's not something that I focus on. But okay. Now I've been babbling for too long. Let's for real just continue with the story here. Project in front of the audience showed a brief summary of the series. It was a lengthy fantasy adventure novel that was already more than 8 installments long. Oh, just like Umineko. Well, Umineko is not a fantasy novel though. It is, but Umineko is so many things though. I think at this point we're at the end of Umineko. This is the last Umineko video I'll ever record. I mean, the last Umineko visual novel video I'll ever record, right? This is it. This is the ending, and Umineko, it's not a fantasy. It's not a mystery. It's not a romance. It's everything. It's all of those. It's a horror as well. Get horror. It's a horror. It's a mystery. It's a fantasy. It's a romance. It's everything. That it's impossible to describe Umineko to someone who's never read before. And if you even try to describe it, you're just gonna spoil them. The only way to understand Umineko is to actually just sit down and read it yourself, unless you really want to get spoiled. I guess if you want to get spoiled, go ahead. But I mean, why would you want to get spoiled on such a great story, man? I mean, holy crap, what are you doing? Alright, the thrilling fantasy story told the adventures of Sakutaro, A cowardly Vegeta lion who makes friends, learns through his experiences, and grows in his search for the one fragment. The one fragment? Oh. The main character's catchphrase, I'll be... Nah, that's a... I don't care. That's a reference. That's a reference. My name is Aaron Luffy. That's a reference. That's a reference. It has to be. It has to be. And at the time, let me think. I'll become the king of the beast. Let me think. Y'all. The year when Ryukishi was writing this, One Piece was popping. That was probably One Piece's peak. I think 2010. That's One Piece's peak year. I think so. That is when One Piece sold the most as well. Most manga. I think it had sold like 50 million units that year, which is insane. If you know how much that is, I think that is the peak One Piece sales. I think Demon Slayer actually beat that peak in 2020 or 2021, was it? No, it was Jujutsu Kaisen. I think Demon Slayer sold like 72 million at some point in 2021 or 2020. So Demon Slayer is selling good. Jujutsu Kaisen also sold really well last year, I think. Jujutsu Kaisen sold like 60 million. So, but that's also because manga is getting more and more popular by the decade, right? 2010, manga is not as popular as it is now in 2022, 2023. 2023. I'm recording this in 2023, so I'm sure manga is only gonna get more and more popular. I'm sure it's going to be more and more normal to see these really hype manga or popular manga get a lot of sales. But basically, 2010 was One Piece's peak year, I would say, because that's when Marineford was coming out, and Marineford is widely regarded as the best One Piece arc. Not by everybody, but I mean, if you ask every One Piece fan what their favorite arc was, right? I think, and you poll the results, I think the number one most said arc to be the favorite, it's going to be the Marineford arc. And that arc, which a lot of people say is the peak of One Piece, still, until now, they still say it. That arc came out in 2010. 2009, I think in the manga, 2009, 2010. So around the time Ryukishi was writing Umineko, One Piece was popping. Everyone was talking about One Piece, especially in Japan too. One Piece is very popular in Japan. So everyone will be talking about One Piece. There's no way Ryukishi back in 2010 with One Piece just popping everywhere. Everyone talking about One Piece, right? Nowadays you have other series people are talking about as well, right? You have Demon Slayer, like I mentioned, Jujutsu Kaisen, Chainsaw Man is pretty popular, etc, whatever. Back then, One Piece really was the king at the time. I mean, there were a lot of popular series back. I mean, at the time, Naruto's airing as well, and Bleach. I mean, that was the Big 3 era. 2010 is a prime Big 3 era year, you know what I mean? Naruto's in its pain arc, and I believe Bleach was on it at the end to the ending, closing goes in on the end of the fake Karakuri arc, right? That's when Ichigo was about to go final Getsuga Tensho. 2010 really was like a pretty epic year in general, I think, for all the big 3 anime and manga. So, but One Piece very much so with the Marineford arc going on back then. So the main character's catchphrase that become King of the Beast, that's 100% a reference. 100%. I bet you guys are really excited for that too. All of you that know I'm a One Piece fan and read Umineko, you know this is gonna come up, and you're wondering, yo, Amin, are you gonna get the reference? Of course I'll get the reference. There's no way he didn't phrase. There's no way you're not referencing One Piece. There is no way. Anyway, the main character's catchphrase was even one of the candidates for the best phrase to come to Mother Slang Award. That is the most... I'm sorry. King of the Beast is the most generic phrase you could ever say. Like, I'll be honest. Even King of the Pirates, I'm gonna become King of the Pirates. That is not an extreme... That is not a phrase I would say is the best phrase in the modern slang. I would not at all. You know what I mean? It's a fun enough phrase that Luffy says a lot of times throughout the manga. But is it the best phrase to come to modern slang? No, it's not. What are you talking about? One Piece has better phrases anyway, you know, it's got Tsunachi, I like Tsunachi, you know? Luffy himself has better phrases than I'll become King of the Pirates. Okay, I'll leave it there, alright. We've talked enough about this reference, let's keep reading. In addition to being a thrill to read, the books also contain many messages for children to learn from. Earning it high praise as an adventure novel that parents and kids could enjoy reading together. Yes! This is a perfect description of One Piece, by the way. This is literally this is such a great description. Dude, One Piece is exactly this. One Piece is an adventure manga, not novel. It's a manga. That I genuinely believe both, I genuinely believe both, not parents and kids, but also like both adults and children can love One Piece. I genuinely believe it. Oda crafts the story in such a way. It appears you're probably watching this thinking One Piece is just a childish story, and I understand that. The art style does look very childish, and it is very goofy a lot of times, and it does appear that way. But if you think about it on a deeper level, there is so much more going on to One Piece. There is a reason why I praise One Piece so much. There's a reason why. There is. It's not just what you see on surface level. Another shonen where kid wants to become the Hokage or best of something, king of something, whatever, right? I think One Piece is deeper. I'm not claiming One Piece is the deepest story I've ever read. It's not that Umineko 100% has much more complex characters and themes going on, and the way it sets itself up. I 100% agree. I've said it, obviously. Because One Piece is not trying to be this deep mystery thing with super, super complex characters. But it does have complex characters, in my opinion, at least. But it's not on the same level as Umineko and on that front. But it's not as surface level, I think, as it appears, at least from just the art style, because it's an adventure, but it's got so many themes that I think, especially as you go on, it builds up on itself. And the world building, right? It feels like a real world. It's never, especially if you read the manga too, you have these cover stories, right, where the world feels alive. You see the world grow. It's never, wherever the strides go, wherever Luffy goes, the main characters go, that's the only place where the world changes. Bro, a character you meet in chapter 40 will do something very important on the side, just on the side. Like, Luffy's doing something else, completely different. Luffy's having fun in some island of giants, for example, right? Something like this. Giants living on this island, right? And he's having fun, he's having an adventure. Meanwhile, this character that, Zoro met, for example, Zoro is one of the side characters of One Piece, one of the main characters, one of the shards, right? Zoro meets some guy and becomes friends with him in chapter 40, let's say, okay? And then the shards continue with their journey, and that guy Zoro met does something in chapter like 300 that's huge, that shakes the world of One Piece, and then it's like, but the shards are just doing their adventure. They're just doing their thing. They're doing something on the side. It's always something on the side going on, man. There's always, the world moves, and it's not just the Luffy that impacts the world impacts itself. It feels alive, it feels so alive, and it keeps upping itself. And this is not even a Minako video anymore, it's just a One Piece praising video. But okay, how do I say what I'm trying to say in the shortest way possible so we can get back to Minako? Because obviously I can keep praising One Piece for hours, y'all know this. So how do I... It generally is something that I think both kids and adults could enjoy. The art style may seem goofy. A lot of the comedy and stuff may seem goofy, right? There's also Sanji's character and his fan service that a lot of people don't like, understandably so. I'm also not the biggest fan of it, but it's a lot of the things, if you deep it, are actually insane, and it can really push it to real life too if you want to, with a lot of the politics that One Piece brings up. Yes, Paul, I know, right? I think it's just a goofy part. No, there is a lot of politics, especially right now, in the manga right now. So much politics, right? So many connections between these world leaders and the people who are trying to form a revolution, and then you have all these, you have slaves, and you have racism, right? You have so many just kind of, and the systematic kind of, I don't want to get too far, I don't want to spoil One Piece either, but it's hard to explain. But the main point is that, especially if you stick with it just past what you see at the start, because at the start obviously Oda's still building up the story, so you won't immediately see these politics and the world build up immediately. One Piece is kind of a slow, it's kind of like Umineko. Umineko's the same thing, right? It's kind of a slow burn. You gotta give it a little bit of time to develop the character in the story, to showcase the world, right? I feel like the first 100 chapters, I know that might seem a lot, but the first 100 chapters are mainly that, right? you get to the East Blue, and then once you're done with the East Blue, you've set up the world. Here's the Grand Line. They haven't even entered the Grand Line at this point. Chapter 100, they finally enter the Grand Line, and then the world opens up. You get a whole new world. That's like, whoa, you know what I mean? The Grand Line, wow! Now, we're actually looking for the One Piece, right? The first 100 chapters, they're not even properly looking for the One Piece. It's when they enter the Grand Line, which is in chapter 100, then they're like, okay, now it's time to look for the One Piece. But that's when the world starts developing into side stuff, because the characters that we meet in the first 100 chapters, they start showing up from Luffy's past, right? Because they probably either go to the Grand Line or they do whatever else, and these characters will do stuff in the background. They just do stuff. Like, you'll pan out to these characters like, oh yeah, you know, this character that was mentioned already did stuff back then. You know, he's doing stuff, and then he does stuff that impacts the world in some way, and then that stuff comes back to impact Luffy, or maybe not. Sometimes it doesn't impact Luffy at all. Sometimes it does not. Sometimes it does not impact Luffy at all. It doesn't impact Luffy or his journey at all whatsoever. It's just something that happens in the background that just builds the world and colorizes this side character that you thought was unimportant. And you're like, wow, that's cool. Right? And sometimes you can connect to Luffy and impact Luffy, and sometimes it doesn't. You know what I mean? And there's a myriad of examples I could come up with, but alright, we'll leave it there. Let's go back to reading Umineko, or else we're gonna be here for friggin' 5 hours just reading this Unhuman Party. So let's get to it. Okay. But yeah, I don't think I could recommend One Piece enough, but I'll leave it there. Alright. At least give the first 100 chapters a chance if you want to. But I'll leave it there. The thing is, One Piece and Umineko are such vastly different stories that I can hardly guarantee that you're going to like One Piece if you like Umineko. So if you're I'm sure you're reading this, you're probably an Umineko fan. You're watching this, you're probably an Umineko fan. And I'm telling you this right now, One Piece and Umineko are so vastly different. I highly doubt you're just going to immediately like One Piece. I don't think so. It might be for you, but it might not be. I can admit that it might very much not be for you. The goofiness turns a lot of people off. The art style can turn a lot of people off, understandably so. It's much different from Umineko. It's so vastly different. I would not recommend One Piece to someone who's an Umineko fan. So me talking about One Piece right now doesn't make sense, right? In fact, my real life friend, the person that introduced me to Umineko to begin with, right? He also hasn't read One Piece, and I've never tried to convince him to read One Piece because I know that I do think he'll enjoy a lot of One Piece, but the way he enjoys his stories, I don't think he'll enjoy. It's not even that I don't think he'll enjoy it. I haven't tried to recommend it to him because I know he won't start it. I know he won't. For example, right? So that's an example of someone that I know won't. I know. Well, it's not that I know he won't enjoy One Piece. I just know he's not going to start it, and I don't want to nag him. I also hate trying to nag people into starting a series, right? They'll do it if they want to, right? If he had liked One Piece to begin with, he would have started on his own, right? And he did say that. He also did say that he did not enjoy Naruto that much. It was nostalgia, but he didn't like Naruto because Naruto is the first anime I think he saw. By the way, you might think, oh, he's not a big anime fan, but he's definitely a bigger anime fan than I am because he's seen a lot more anime than I have. But Naruto was his first because that was the first one he ever got recommended, obviously, because it's one of the most popular anime. Of course, it's going to be recommended to him. So he watched it. He's basing all shonen based off watching Naruto, and that's fine, even though One Piece and Naruto are very different. Very different. So if someone didn't enjoy Naruto, does not mean that they're not going to enjoy One Piece. But okay, I'm gonna leave it there anyway. I've been talking for way too long. Let's just keep reading Umineko. Point is, I can't recommend. I've been saying this. I'm trying to get along, but I keep babbling more. So let's actually just get along. Okay, fine. However, it hadn't received praise like this from the beginning. For the first 6 volumes, it went almost entirely unnoticed. Okay, that's not true for One Piece. One Piece did not take a long time to hit off. Well, 6 volumes in, One Piece would have been in... Baratier? Maybe Sir Village, I think. So very early on. And the first 6 volumes of One Piece are kind of like... The first 6-7 volumes of One Piece are kind of like the worst parts of One Piece, to be fair. Not because they're bad, but because straight up, it's just introductory stuff. And Sir Village especially. Sir Village is gonna, I think volume 6 is Sir Village. Maybe volume 5 is Sir Village. That volume is a lot of it's gonna, but you push through it. You get to the Baratier, and then especially Arlen Park, which is like volume 10. Oh, that's when it starts cooking. Okay, I know it might seem a lot, but man, okay. Anyway. But last year, when foreign translations of the series began, it got its big break and suddenly became a huge topic of conversation. I'm pretty sure it didn't take One Piece too long to become popular, especially when you consider that the anime adaptation came out in 1999, I can't speak, 1999, which was 2 years after it began, the manga began. So by 1999, I reckon One Piece would have been on around volume 6, yeah, actually. Maybe. How many volumes? I think he releases like 3 volumes a year, right? 3 volumes a year. So he probably would have been on, maybe further on. He might have been already on Arlon Park by the time. Yeah, he probably would have been in Arlon Park around the time the first episode came out. Maybe. I could be wrong about that. But 2 years after it came out, in comparison, for example, Naruto's anime came out 3 years after the manga began. Bleach's anime came out 3 years as well after the anime began. One Piece, in comparison, only 2 years. So that's not proof, to be fair. A lot of, very popular mangas or stories take a lot of years before they get an anime adaptation. That doesn't mean that the manga aren't originally popular. But as far as I've heard, the thing is, I wasn't alive to see the start of One Piece. But as far as I've heard from people who were alive at the time, One Piece did not take long to hit it off. You know what I mean? By 1998, 1999, people already knew what One Piece was. In fact, it got an animation in 1998. It got and it did. It did get an animation in 1998. So it was already like talked about in 1998. I'm telling you. It did. It got an anime by what's his name again? Oh, blah. But it did, because the guy that did it was actually, oh man, what's his name again? But the guy that did Code Geass. I'm not even joking. The guy that did Code Geass, before doing Code Geass, he did do One Piece. He did do like a One Piece 1998 animation. So there's a fun fact. Then we went on to Code Geass in 2006, but that was like 6 years. I can't do math. 8 years. 8 years after doing the One Piece animation, he went on to do Code Geass. Just saying. All right. I think that's nice. I think that's nice. So he was already big by 1998. Okay. Already got an animation then. So it wasn't one episode special, but still. As far as I'm aware, One Piece did not take long to become popular. But anyway, I've been babbling for way too long. Holy crap! I'm telling you, this Unhuman party is gonna be 3 hours long by itself. Okay. I like talking a lot, as you can probably tell. Even before this series, the author had created quite a lot of works, but none of those had achieved any public acclaim. Okay. I'm still comparing this to One Piece. I gotta stop comparing this to One Piece. This is Angie we're talking about, or whatever she changed her name to. So let's not compare this to Oda, who, before starting One Piece, just did a lot of editing stuff. Most infamously, I was gonna say most famously, but most infamously, he helped out with Rurouni Kenshin. Now, I'm sure y'all know about the Rurouni Kenshin mangaka author. Yeah, it's a yabai. We know he's in jail, right? He's shipping jail. Absolutely foul. But he still did it. Rurouni Kenshin was popular at the time, okay? And he did a lot of editing stuff. And before One Piece, he did a lot of one-shot, a lot of kind of prototypes. But One Piece is his first real work, and he's still been going at it. So, however, after this sudden rise in notoriety, her previous works were being re-evaluated one after another. It's probably fair to say that recognition of her works was very late in coming. Kotobuki, is that Angie's name? Kotobuki, okay. Kotobuki is Angie's new name? Kotobuki, okay. And The Witch's Island, okay. Publishing company executives repeatedly showered her with praise. Sakuta's Great Adventure. The author's name was Kotobuki Yukari. So that's Angie now. From Shirome Angie to Kotobuki Yukari. Yukari, okay. I can try to remember that name. Sakuntarun and the Witch's Island, or the island's witch. Nearly all of her royalties were sent to a fund to support needy children. And she herself served as the director at several protective institutions. Some envious people tried to call this fake charity, but the more that people learn about her, the more those voices withered and died away. Yeah, now people do that in real life about literally anyone. I know people do that with Keanu Reeves all the time. Like, oh, fake charity, Keanu Reeves. He's just trying to look popular for the public, but Keanu Reeves is a genuinely great guy, as far as everyone knows, at least. But, you know, but people will say that, bro. People will say that about literally anyone. Any popular person donates to charity, oh, they're just trying to, you know, they're trying to be fake and try to appeal to their audience. They're not actually good people. Blah blah. They do that all the time. Kotobuki Yukari. By now, that name rang loud and clear across Japan, across Nippon. She sat in a chair, cheerfully chatting with the people who came to greet her. Last year, it was discovered that she had developed a small tumor, and after the surgery, her physical strength had dropped sharply. Oh no! Oh no! Yukari, don't die! Angie! Yukari, not Angie. Sorry, I should just call her Yukari. Because of this, even in the stand-up awards party, she was given a chair and sat down while greeting people. Ah. Some people lamented, saying that if only she had been 20 or even 10 years younger, she might have left her mark in history as one of the greatest authors in the 21st century. So it is the 21st century. 10 years younger. If she was 10 years younger, it's the 21st century. Wouldn't she be like 18? Let's say Angie... Sorry, Yukari. Yukari's probably not even 30 years old by now. The frig? She's probably not even Rosa's age. Not even close to being Rosa's age. What are you talking about? Alright, sure. It had taken so long for her to receive the praise she deserved. She could no longer be called young. What? There's no way she's past the age of 30. She was 18 in 1998. There's no way this is after 2010. She was 18 in 1998. She'll be 30 in 2010. But is she 30? Okay, 30. I don't know. I wouldn't call that. I mean, they're not calling her old, but it's not. I don't know if I call her young, but it's still young. I mean, relatively, if you die at the age of like 85 to 90-ish, 30 is like not even halfway. Just saying, not even. That's like a little over a third of the way through. That's good. That's young. Even so, her determination to write had not wavered in the slightest. Although that brain tumor is a bit of a yikes. Or tumor, wait, small tumor. I don't think it said brain tumor. I think it just said tumor. My fault. But she did have surgery. The story had gone around that, even during her stay in the hospital, most of her time had been spent typing away. She always said the same thing. That she hadn't finished telling everything she needed to tell. Did she mean that she hadn't fully completed Sakutaro's great adventure? This is how she answered when this question was asked by a journalist. If, by writing even one more book, I can teach just one more child how to find happiness, then I will spend the rest of my life to write every book, every page that I can. Because I still haven't fully conveyed the precious teachings I was given. Kotobuki-sensei, この度は受賞誠におめでとうございます。おめでとう。映画の方も大好評と聞いております。Movie adaptation? Dang. このままいけば今年度最高の記録的ベストセラーになるとか。ありがとうございます。So that's Yukari's older voice compared to her 18-year-old voice. Okay. 身に余る光栄です。ああ、申し遅れました。私、〇〇出版第一編集局長の〇〇と申します。My name is X. これはどうもご丁寧に。I love her. That might be Angie's voice actress as well. She does if that is her, she does a very impressive job at doing an older woman voice. As in older than 18-year-old girl is what I'm trying to say, not actually an old woman. But another thing is Yeah, I love how all these editors are just trying to meet her to get her to work for their department, right? And she's just like, oh, it's an honor to meet you. You're just trying to try and get me to join up with you. Got it. Whatever. I'm with the Ishiyama group. I'm with Okonogi, okay? I don't need y'all.
いつかご一緒に仕事ができるといいですね。
実は先生、その唐突なお話なのですが、推理小説家の八条東也先生をご存知でしょうか。
Ooh, that's Battler. Ooh. Is Toya but Mitikari? They are siblings. Are the siblings going to reunite? That sounds exciting, you know. That sounds very exciting. How old would Battler be at this point? He was 18 in 1986. So man was born in 1968. Let's say this is 2010. He would be what am I talking about? Yeah, he would be 40 years old if this was 2008. If this is 2010, he'd be 42, and Angie would be 30. Because Angie's 12 years younger than him. Okay. So Battler's either 40 or almost reached 40 by now. And Angie's either 30 or almost reached 30 by now. Basically. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Has she heard of Hachijo Toya?
八条東也先生
Her.
ですか。
Okay. So she definitely has not met Toya because she has not met her brother yet. She has not realized that her brother is still alive. Got it. She recalled that name for the first time in several decades. She didn't expect to ever hear it again. Oh, right, of course. Of course. Because she was reached 1998. Several decades, though. So this isn't 2008, 2010, 2009. This is way later. I mean, it did say decades later, but I assumed, oh, decades later after 1986. But it could be decades later after 1998, because that's when she would have heard that name. So maybe Angie isn't 30. Maybe Angie's like around Eva's age when Eva died. Maybe Angie's actually 50 right now, and that would make Backer 62. But then this is then what's going on right now is in the future. What's going on between Yukari right now hasn't even happened in real life yet. This is in 2023. This is further along. If Angel's born in 1980, was it? Yeah, she was born in 1980. Let's say she's 50, then the year would currently be 2030 in the visual novel. So this hasn't even happened yet. I'll see you guys in 7 years when Angie reunites with Backer, or sorry, Yukari reunites with Toya. That'll be something. In 7 years' time, we're gonna get some reunion story like that. That sounds exciting. Yeah, maybe.
ご存知ですか。ひょっとしてお会いになったことがおありとか。
いいえ、ありません。お尋ねしたこともありましたが、当時は私も夢。
Yeah, you visited Hachi Ikuko at the time. You didn't know that wasn't Toya. You thought that was Toya, but that was Ikuko.
それも唐突に出版社さんへ押しかけたものでお断りされてしまいまして。
おや、それは初耳でした。ひょっとして八条先生の作品がお好きだったりするようなことは。
いいえ、ただどのような先生かお会いしたいと思ったことがありましたもので。
Ito Ikukuro.
そうでしたか、そうでしたか。実はですね、その八条東也先生がですね、先生に内々にお会いしたいと申しておりまして。
So, okay, so Toya's figured out that Yukari is his sister, or his pre-brain damaged self's sister. He's figured that out and wants to meet with her. That's exciting. That's an exciting reunion.
私にですか。
はい。対談や何かというわけではなく、内々に個人的にお会いしたいということでして。もしお許しいただけるのでしたら、 我々の方でセッティングをさせていただきたいのですが、もちろんこれは仕事の話ではございませんので。
Hachijo Toya wants to meet Kotobuki Yukari. Just like I realized that Ito Ikikuro was Hachijo Toya. Did she use my name to figure out my identity? Yeah, what does Kotobuki? What does Kotobuki Yukari mean? Is that a reference? Is that some pun to Ushiyama Enji or Enji in some sort of way? The Rokkenjima mystery, which is sometimes called the greatest social phenomenon at the turn of the century. That uproar, which dragged in enthusiasts from across the world, had suddenly subsided after an event held by a Hachijo Toya, where she was going to unveil Ushiyama Eva's diary containing the truth. Though she had set up the event herself, she then outrageously disappeared without releasing the contents of the diary, drawing harsh criticism for doing so. However, at the same time, this event resurrected a very natural feeling within the public. That all of this was prying into a terrible accident with many victims only for the sake of curiosity. Good job, public! I'm glad you figured that out, goats. And so, the frenzy surrounding the Rokkenjima mystery faded away quietly. Hachijo Toya? No, Ito Ikikuro, Hachijo Ikiko. She got the public eye as a forger of Rokkenjima mysteries. She claimed to have reached the truth and released groundbreaking works of fiction one after another. She became famous as the driving force behind the Rokkenjima mystery. After realizing that Ito Ikikuro was Hachijo Toya, I went to her publishing company to ask for an interview, but I didn't get one. At the time, I despised her. Back in the beginning, I thought she might have used the Rokkenjima mystery as a public stunt to advance herself. But now I feel a bit grateful to her, because she didn't reveal the diary. If she hadn't refused to show the diary in such an outrageous way, the Rokkenjima cat box might still be the plaything of countless goats. She is indeed a forger who toyed with the cat box, and I still have an uneasy feeling about her. However, at the same time, she is the one who, practically speaking, allowed Rokkenjima to rest in peace. And did she really reach the truth or not? How is it that she reached something, even from my perspective, was infinitely closer to truth? How is it that she reached something that even from my perspective was closer to the truth, okay? Even now, all these years later, that's something I'd love to know, if it's possible to find out.
いかがでしょうか、寿先生。もちろん急なお話ではございません。八条先生もお時間がいただけるならいつでもいいとおっしゃっておりまして。
わかりました。先方は都心に近い方ですか？
いつでも参上できると申しております。
わかりました。では来週の日曜日に静かな喫茶店でお会いできるようお取り計らいをお願いしてもよろしいですか？
Quiet coffee shop next Sunday. This is Okay.
はい、わかりました。ありがとうございます。本当にありがとうございます。八条先生もお喜びになると思います。
条件があります。
はい、なんなりと。
お仕事の話ではありませんので編集の方はご遠慮ください。
無論でございます。そのようにいたします。
私と八条先生が二人きりでお会いします。
Just the two of us.
そのようにお願いできますか？
Yukari, I think you'd be very interested to meeting Hachijo Toya and Ikiko.
ああ、実は先生、そのここだけの内密な話なのですが。
何ですか？
Anji's voice actress does a really good job of doing this voice.
実はですね、八条東也先生はお二人で書かれている先生でございまして、対外的には女性の先生がお一人で書かれていることになっておりますが、実際はもう一人男性の先生がおりまして、そのお二人でお会いしたいと申しておりまして。
Soul of soul. As soon as I heard that, I felt a premonition. How had Hachiyo Toya, a person with no connection to the Ushirama family, managed to write about their private circumstances in such detail? I already felt a premonition of a certain kind of miracle. But the Witch of Miracles ain't here! Burn! When I left on my journey, I abandoned the name of Ushirama Enji and stepped into a new life. By now, things had settled down, but back when the Sumadera family was still a threat, I wanted to distance myself from that name. Thanks to that, no one was able to get in touch with me anymore. However, this year, Sakutaro's great adventure had caught the public eye. It had made the name of Kotobuki Yukari famous, and maybe that name had finally reached his ears. I used to play with a lion-stuffed animal called Sakutaro, along with Maria One-chan. If those who knew this connected the name Sakutaro with the hint in my own name, then it's only natural that they'd figure out who I was. So saying that the only person who could figure this out is one of your family members, someone who would know that you play with Sakutaro, but I could also connect with the hint in your name. So only someone like Batter or something could figure this out. The number of people who could recognize me from this was very, very limited. Yeah, Batter would. Anyone from the Ushirama family that's how you'd be playing together would. One of the servants would if they're still alive. But it's been several decades, so a lot of them would be dead. Nanjo's dead, but I mean, let's say Nanjo or Genji did survive the accident. They'd be dead decades later. Because they're already old at that point, right? They're already like... Kinto's in his 80s. Genji's probably 70 or something, right? Nanjo himself was probably 70, right? Or around that age range, right? If it's been several decades, okay, it's been like, 40 years or something since the Rocking Gym incident. Or maybe close to that. All these lot are dead. All the older members are dead. Kumosawa's dead either way, right? Maybe her son is still alive, but she's dead, right? Even if she hadn't died in the accident, I mean, we know they died in the accident. Or presumably they died in the accident. But if they were still alive, that would that's still even if they were still alive, that's still what am I talking about? Nah, even if even if they did survive the accident, the explosion, they'd still be dead, but because of old age by this point. I mean, Eva died of, well, not of old age, but still, she died eventually herself. I'm assuming all the parents would have died by now as well. Let's say the year is 2030. The parents would be around what, 90 years old by now? If the year is 2030, because they're all born they were all born either right before or right after World War II. So they would be 90 by now. They'd be extremely old. So basically this person is probably one of the younger family members who still survived. So, Angie, if you hold on to the miracle, it could be your brother. But it could also be George or Jessica or someone who would notice that. Who knows, it could be Beatrice herself. Or maybe Maria! Maria grew up and then... we wish Maria could grow up and lead her own life. Maria's story is really sad overall. But yeah. This person was also well versed in detective novels, and a man. Oh, that's true, it couldn't be Maria because they said man. So it couldn't be Maria and it couldn't be Jessica. It had to be either George or Batter. Or Kanon. But I mean... maybe. Leon. You know what I mean? Maybe. I could only think of one person who matched. After all, I had learned just how many detective novels he had kept piled up in his room when going through his personal effects. Come on, Oni-chan, it's your Oni-chan, you know him. It was almost the time we had arranged for our meeting. Is that Bob Ross's painting? Anyway, sorry. Sorry. My heart was racing. Almost like a girl in love for the first time. Are you excited to meet your brother? At precisely the arranged time, I heard the sound of the chime on the door. And they appeared. Oh! Oh! That's Batter. He's got white hair now. He looks like Kinzo. No, that's foul. Amen, that's foul. Amen, that's foul. You can't... But he does. Genji was right. He does like Kinzo in his younger years. Well, how old was Kinzo during World War II? He would have been, what? Yeah, around 40 years old, right? How old is Batter now? Well, he'd be closer to 50. But yeah, no, he would be around Kinzo's age back when Kinzo participated in World War II, which is Battler. Which is me, and Genji did say that. Yeah, you really look like Kinzo. Hey, Battler, you really look like Kinzo. You know that, right? I guess, yeah. I'm not liking. Okay, I've never actually liked the Battler and Kinzo parallels, but I mean, there definitely are a lot of them, and this is definitely Kinzo's appearance right here. He looks a lot like his grandfather. And yeah, there's Ferdinand right behind him. She's pulling him through. That's good. Okay. To the cafe. All right. Okay. It was a man sitting on a wheelchair and a woman pushing him. My eyes immediately fixed on the man in the wheelchair. Yeah, nobody cares about the woman. Yeah, focus on your Onichan. And right away, I saw the similarity in his face. He was unmistakably my brother. My brother, Yoshiromiya Battler. That's literally Kinzo's sprite, bro. That is literally Kinzo's sprite. No cap. That is Kinzo's sprite. Now he's got drip. That's the difference. He's got drip now. He's not a soldier from World War II. He's actually got drip now. But that's literally Kinzo, bro. And also, when our eyes met, he gave a little bow. Angie, your miracle came. Angie held on to her miracle that her family's still alive, that someone could come back to her. And even though Burns said in Red that Battler died and everyone in her family died, Angie denied her. She's like, I don't care about your red truth. I'm gonna hold on to the hope. And guess what? A miracle really did happen. One of her family members really did survive. It might not be Battler anymore. This is Toya from now on because he suffered brain damage. But he's here. That's your Onichan. Unmistakably. He just doesn't remember that he is your brother. That's all there is to it. I hurried to my feet and bowed back. Well, maybe he might have some memories or some that he remembers hanging out with you, but who knows? It was a somewhat exaggerated and silly way for a pair of siblings to greet each other after several decades apart. I think it's the opposite. I don't think it's an exaggerated or silly way at all. If I hadn't met my sibling after several decades, I don't have to bow. I'd probably go for a handshake or something, or a hug or something like that. But a bow is like a common Japanese greeting, though. That's the difference. We don't bow to each other here. So, if a bow was a common thing if a common way for people to greet each other out here, then I would not think of it as an exaggerated method of greeting. But the miracle I'd waited for all these years had become a reality, and my mind was now completely blank.
寿ゆかり先生でいらっしゃいますか？寿ゆかりでございます。先生方が八条東也先生でいらっしゃいますか？はじめまして先生。今日は貴重なお時間を誠にありがとうございます。私は八条育子と申します。主に執筆を担当しています。こちらは東也。主に原案を担当しています。
Though the woman who called herself Ikuko was far older than me, she seemed to be unbelievably youthful. Yeah, because she definitely would be far older than, because she's at least like 15 years older than Yukari. And if this is, let's say, 2030, and Yukari would then be, not 18, she'll be, what, 30, wait, not 30, but 40, wait, what am I talking about, 42? I'm losing my mind. No, wait, Angel's born in 1980, I mean. She would be 20 plus, yeah, she'd be 50 years old. I can't. I don't know why my math struggled that hard to do this. I already came to the conclusion it should be 30 in 2010. So just add 20 years and bam, you get 50 out of it. You could have just done that. Alright, so let's say she's 50. Ikuko's probably like 65 by now. But this is assuming this is the years 2010. The 2030, sorry. And if Yukari is 50, then Battery is 62. That doesn't make sense. That does not make sense. No. No, Ikiku is much older than Enji. Yeah, I gave them a 15-year age gap. That's not true. There's a much bigger. There's probably at least like it's probably a 10-year age gap between Battler and Toya and Ikuko. There's probably a 10-year age gap at least between them. So if Battler was 18, because that's what he first time when he met Ikuko, let's say she would have been 28 then. That means, and there's a 12-year age gap between Yukari and Toya. It's a 12-year age gap, and then that means there's a 22-year age gap between Yukari and Ikuko. 22-year age gap. That's pretty massive. That would make Ikuko currently 72 years old. I'm not sure if I believe that, but she's probably in her 60s. I want to say at least, maybe not 72. Maybe she's in her 60s, maybe. And then Battler is probably in his 50s. That would make Toya, and then that would make Hikari Kotobuki in her 40s. Okay. I don't know. I like theorizing ages. I've done it with all the family members in Umineko, so that's a thing I like to do. Alright, just to kind of like get the feel for how old they all are and how far they've gone. You know how much life have they experienced. You know what I mean? It wasn't because she was good with makeup or dressed like a young woman. I don't think so either. Yeah, it feels strange to say it. There was a strange mystique about her, as though she was immortal and never aging. Then I quickly remembered that she had introduced my brother as Toya. Oh! 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 Ah, are you two married? Nah, obviously not. But that would be funny.
結婚はしておりませんが、ずいぶん長く一緒におります。
そうですね。気づけば、ずいぶん長く一緒にいましたね。
Yeah, several decades. My brother smiled as he spoke. When I learned that, at least for him, these long decades hadn't been a period of isolation and loneliness, I felt an incredible sense of peace and relief. I suddenly realized that he was staring into my face just as I'd been staring into his. I want to see this scene animated. Someone should animate this scene. This is crazy. After all, when he saw me last, I was just 6 years old. It must be hard for him to find any traces he can recognize. Yeah. Yeah, yes, especially because she was 6. If the last time he had seen her was when she was 18, then there's a lot of traces you can recognize. But 6, someone changes so much from being 6 to being 18 or 20 or whatever, right? But from like 20 to 50, you change a lot. But like, I feel like you could see a similarity between an 18 or a 20-year-old and a 50-year-old if they're the same person, right? But 6 and 50 or whatever, like, that's much different. Yeah, good luck with that one. However, I'm sure he'll recognize something just the same. We kept stealing glances at each other and looking away, like a couple in a blind date. That sounds accurate, though. That sounds like pretty much how I think a meeting would go with a sibling you haven't met in decades. We were both at an age where outside appearances mattered to us. Even though we both knew, we couldn't let our polite exterior falter. This humorous exchange was extremely embarrassing. I bet Ikiko's just laughing at what's going on, like, look at these two clowns. They're supposed to be siblings. I thought that when fate reunited two people like this, they would hold each other and sob tears of gratitude together. However, it seemed that the reality of it was different. No, this is exactly how I imagine a meeting with a sibling I hadn't met in decades feels like. These are exactly how I imagine it to be. I would be like this. I don't think I'd be... If I hadn't met a sibling in decades, I don't think I'd just go sobbing. I think the reality of it is that I'd also be kind of just waiting, like, okay, what sort of person has he become now? You know, what sort of person is my sibling now? Is he gonna gauge, especially because Angel's 6. Okay, like Angel's 6, like okay, what type of? Because when you're 6 years old, you haven't developed your actual personality yet, right? You cannot base someone off based on their 6-year-old personality. So when it's been decades, you kind of want to gauge this person based on like, how are they actually now, and they're not their 6-year-old self, right? For Yukari, it's a little bit different, but still, Batter's 18. And he suffered brain damage. I don't know if she knows that yet, but she probably figured it out eventually. So that's also another thing. It's like, okay, has his personality changed that much? Okay, how does it go? But that's fine. It feels like my heart will explode with happiness.
注文を取りましょう。コーヒーでいいですか？皆さん何かお好みは？
私には酸味が強くないの。寿先生は？
あ、私は何でも。ではカフェオレを。
Ha! Classic. How stiff for being. Even my brothers seem to be finding it amusing by now.
さて。
Sate, sate, sate. When she said that, my brother and I fell silent and sat up straight.
私から？それとも東野から話しますか？
私から話しましょう。そのために今日は無理をお願いしたのですから。
As he spoke, he watched me calmly.
私は今日あなたがある人物ではないかと信じて、ここ彼女の名は後宮エンジェ。
I didn't mean to do that, my bad.
あなたの作品と先生のお名前を聞き、私はあなたが後宮エンジェさんに違いないと確信したのです。
はい。その名を名乗ることをやめ、もう随分になりますが。
And now it's changed to her name is now Shima Angie, it says. I don't know if it was always that way earlier. I might have been blind and didn't notice. But was it Kotobiki Yukari earlier? I might be blind. I'll have to rewatch it because I might be blind.
本名は後宮エンジェと申します。
I gave the exaggerated bow that I'd gotten so used to these long years. We've both aged, haven't we, Oni-chan? I whispered this in my heart. Let's say it aloud now, looking. Now it was my turn. With a quick apology, I fished around in my handbag and took out a photo. Oh! Oh! No! Ah! Pain! So much pain! Oh, what a photo this is. Oh, what a photo this is. This is thumbnail worthy, you know? This image is thumbnail worthy, bro. Rudolph's little like wink is so perfect. That's so Rudolph. And Kiria didn't button up her shirt fully. Just saying. I don't know, I'm focusing on that. Alright. I'm just looking everywhere, not, because Battle doesn't have buttons on his shirt, so it's kind of like, whatever. It's a little crooked, but it works, you know what I mean? Angie, whatever, she has a nice dress, right? She just doesn't, it's like the button is it's off! Kitty, what are you doing? It's off! Rudolph just looks like Rudolph. Oh, Rudolph. This is a great image! This is wholesome! Although, what does Angie... I guess Angie's in front of the picture. I think Angie's very close to the picture here. Because how is she almost as tall as Battler? But I think it's a little bit crooked and there's probably like some perspective thing, right? Because how old is Angie here? Maybe she's 4. Let's say she's 4. Battler would still be 16. So, and yeah, Battler does look like a teenager here. So, but Battler should still be much taller than Angie. Even a 6-year-old can't be that tall compared to Battler being 18 when she was 6. Battler should be much taller than that. So okay. I'm focusing too much on the little details. I don't know. I'm just staring at this image because it's wholesome, man. And she's showing it to her brother. Hey, that's you, Battler. That's you, Toya. That's you. You had red hair back then, and she also has red hair. How does that happen? I'm sorry. Anime. I'm sorry. It's anime logic. White, because of course Kiria has natural white hair. This dude has natural brown. I think it's black in the sprite, but it's brown here. I don't know. Even if it is brown, white plus brown equals red. They're now redheads. I don't know. So how does that even happen, man? Like, what type of color mixing is this, bro? Makes me think that Awesome is actually the redhead, and then secretly, none of these are Awesome's children. None of these are Kirya's children. Even though we've come to learn that Battery is actually Kirya's child biologically, and not Awesome's child, which we always thought she was actually Awesome's child. Ah, wild. Okay. There's a picture from a trip I taken to an amusement park with Battler Oni-chan. I had many other pictures of us having a good time, but this one had the best shot of his face. Ah. I looked between him and the photo. There was no longer any room for doubt. Ah.
東野先生、あなたの本名は後宮バトラーさんですね。
Oh no. The hands of the clock inside me stopped. I wanted him to answer with a yes. Even though I was already so sure, I was still about to burst with attention. And then, when that instant that seemed far too long ended, my brother answered.
そうです。
Unconsciously, I stared at my brother's face. With unbelievable quickness, he had acknowledged that he was Ushiroma Battler. My eyes immediately filled and overflowed with tears. I took out a handkerchief and wiped them away, but I couldn't hold them back. Oni-chan was alive after all. So why didn't he come back to me right away? If he had been there during my darkest days, how much would it have meant to me? Normally, the thought would have made me curse my brother, but by now, even that emotion was softened. Because now that I was faced with the miracle of being reunited with Oni-chan, everything I felt before now fell away with my tears. At this moment, I was happy. I was not alone. That belief had kept me going for decades. And, finally, I had been rewarded. By now, I couldn't even stop my tears. For some time, I continued to sob and sniffle. Watching this, my brother hung his head apologetically. Yeah, because Battler, well, Toya doesn't have those memories, so he can't connect to her the same way, and that's unfortunate. Why hadn't he come back to me sooner? It looked as though he was feeling regret for that. But I was sure he must have had some sort of reason. He had probably come here today to tell me about it and apologize. Already, just by introducing himself to me today, everything inside of me had been washed clean with tears.
すみません。こんなみっともないところ。
There is nothing wrong with crying right now, Angie.
いいえ、無理もないことです。あなたは何十年もの間、たった一人で家族の帰りを信じ、待たれたでしょうから。
信じてましたよ。帰ってくるって。お兄ちゃん。
I held out my hand weakly, and my brother slowly held his out too. Then I gripped his hand. Regardless of how many long years had passed, it was, without a doubt, my brother's hand. Once more, I had to struggle to hold back the tears.
エバおばさんはクアドリアンに逃れて爆発事故を免れました。お兄ちゃん、兄さんはどうやってあの事故を免れたのですか？
No! No! You're allowed to call him Oni-chan. Don't call Ni-san. Call him Oni-chan. That's okay. Come on. Don't give up on that.
私はあの日、地下道に逃れました。
With Beatrice? With Yasuda? Sayo? Like in the magic ending? So the magic ending was what really happened? But how did you two survive? How did you two survive the accident? How did you... Yeah, how did that... How... What? Did Beto or Sayo just come in and go, hey, yo, Battler, let's just go through the underground passage. Let's just go. And you went along with her? So the magic ending must have been what really happened then.
それはクアドリアンに続く
Hmm?
島の反対側の隠し屋敷に続く地下道だと教えられました。しかし私たちはクアドリアンではなく潜水艦基地の方へ逃れたのです。
Yeah, the submarine base from World War II. We saw it in Kinzo's backstory. We know it. I don't know under what circumstances my brother entered the underground passage on that day. And he probably struggles to remember those circumstances as well, doesn't he? He always struggles to remember. At any rate, he went into the underground passage, split up with Aunt Eva there, and escaped to the submarine base. Split up with Aunt Eva? You're telling me Eva and Battler didn't independently escape? You're telling me Aunt Eva and Battler deliberately split up there so that Eva would go to Godorian and Battler would continue to the submarine base with Yasuda? How does that make sense? Give me more. There, he escaped the explosion and survived.
そこから私はモーターボートで脱出しました。ですがその途中でおそらく転覆してしまったのでしょう。
おそらくと申し訳ありません。東野は記憶障害があるのです。海で溺れた前後の記憶が曖昧なのです。
So he doesn't remember the Berto stuff? That's why he never... Because he talked about splitting up with Eva, but at no point did he ever mention Berto or Yasuda at all.
ひょっとしてしばらくの間彼は自分が後宮バトラであることを忘れていた。その通りです。
Yes, that explains nearly all of the riddles. My brother escaped from the explosion, but either his boat capsized during his escape from the island, or he fell overboard. Afterwards, he must have drifted somewhere, wandered about half conscious, and maybe got into a traffic accident. And that's when Federine met him.
彼はあの日路上に倒れていました。
彼女が私に気づくのがもう少し遅れていたら私は二度と目を覚まさなかったでしょう。
跳ねたのは私ではないかと随分疑われた気もしますが。
Oh yeah.
いや、それはもう謝りましたよ。
This explains pretty much everything. Either because of the time he nearly drowned, or because of the traffic accident, my brother's memory was damaged. His memory must have come back eventually. However, by that time, I already set foot into my new life as Kotobuki Yukari. Only a handful of people, including President Okonogi, knew where I was. Amakusa! Even my brother tried to contact me. There was a very good chance that he wouldn't be able to. Right, because even if he went to the Ushima group, because Ushima group is probably still a thing, even if he realized who he was eventually, he would have had to contact the Ushima group, and there's no way they would trust him and go, yeah, we'd let you meet Ushima Angie, right? Because Ushima Angie wanted her identity to be secret. So, I mean, yeah, it would have been difficult either way. I mean, Angie could have done a sort of thing where it's like, if someone wants to contact me, give me a message about it, let me know who it is that's trying to contact me, and then I'll debate, meaning, maybe. But then, yeah, no, because even then, if only Okonogi and Amakusa know, Battle has this contact specific of Okonogi and Amakusa, going to the Shima group place and going, yo, can I meet up with Angie? The person in the, you know, that you're contacting probably has no idea who Angie is. He's like, go away, we don't have such a person, right? Or something like that. I don't know. I'm not too sure how that would work out. Ironically, The name I had abandoned when I decided to live in the future. I delayed my union with my brother for so long. Yeah, ironically enough. If you had kept going with your name Ushima Angie, Bat would have found you sooner. But this works too, because this is what you wanted, and well, not reuniting with him so late, but you wanted to continue on to live in the future without being known as Ushima Angie anyway, so it works. In that sense, I am responsible. I did it to myself. However, I think I did receive the message that my brother sent me. It was through Ito Ikukuro. I realized that Ito Ikukuro, the forger who claimed to have reached the truth, was actually Hachijo Toya. And I did request a meeting with her through the publishing company to question her about why she was so sure she'd reached the truth. However, I wasn't granted a meeting. In the end, I heard nothing from them, and it's taken all these decades for me to meet Hachijo Toya. If the publishing company had only passed my message on, we could have been reunited so much sooner, perhaps. However, at the same time, I was just a bourgeois girl, I don't know how to pronounce that, who liked to throw money around. Okay. Here we go. Got it?
Bourgeois.
What?
Bourgeois.
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 That's friggin' French, bro. That is French as hell.
Bourgeois.
Bourgeois. I was just a bourgeois girl. Or just a bourgeois girl who liked to throw money around. There you go. Well, what the bot said, alright? But even then, I feel like... Nah. If Angie had asked Ito Ikukuro that she was Ishima Angie, can I meet up with Ito Ikukuro, right? Surely she would realize, oh, wait a minute. Surely, not Feathering, Ikiko would realize, wait a minute. Ushirome Angie, so someone from Ushirome family, is trying to meet with this guy who's apparently Ushirome backer. But no, it happened after. No, my bad. Because Ikiko did not know that Bat was Ushirome until after Angie tried to meet with her. And eventually Angie changed her name. So even if Ikiko had tried to contact her, it was too late by that point. By the time Bat remembered. So my fault. Yeah, my fault. Okay. Let's not blame any specific person for why this meeting happened when it did so late. Okay. It could have happened earlier if things went better. But they met in the end, and that's the most important part, right? Why would they pass on my message when I just barged in with no introduction and demanded to meet the famous and popular Hachijo Toya? Yeah, at the time she was very famous, and they wouldn't have passed her message on. So even if, yeah, so there's no way Ikiko would have even seen the message that she wanted to meet up. Yeah, there's no way. We probably crossed paths several times. If just one of those had worked out, if you had been able to meet, just how much would my life have changed? Well, you met him now, and how much will your life change from here on out, now that you've met him? But this was fate. God had decided that a few decades were needed before the sibling reunion. And during that time, my brother became one half of a mystery novelist. I became a writer of adventure novels for children. You could say that we achieved success in society. My brother and I were able to be united after becoming successful. Now, I could do nothing but thank God for bringing about this miracle. Okay, interesting that God is mentioned twice here, and thanking God. Interesting. Again, more mention of God, not witches, not demons, God this time. Okay, interesting. Could be that Angie's become more religious as she's grown. Perhaps. More things about God's will here. Okay.
当時あなたが出版社を経由して私たちに面会を求めているという話は 私たちのところへも届いておりました。伊藤育九郎の正体に気づいたファンが面会を求めているが、お会いになりますかと。
押しかけてくるファンもたくさんいらっしゃったでしょうからね。いちいちお会いにはなれなかったでしょう。
いいえ、あなたの名前が後宮エンジェだと
Oh!
担当者から連絡はありました。
Okay, but at the time you didn't know that. But at the time you didn't know that Hachido Toya was Ishima Battler, so you wouldn't have known that.
当時私はすでに東
Oh, you did!
本当の名は後宮バトラであると気づいていましたので、あなたと彼を面会させるべきではないかと思ったのです。
But did Battler say no? Battler thought, or Toya thought it wasn't the time yet? Now's not the time?
私が
Yeah.
断ったんです。
So Toya's the one that refused that one, that meeting. Those were my brother's words.
今なんと。
私があなたに会いたくないと断ったんです。
Once more, my brother spoke clearly. I was completely confused. I could only sit there in shock and silence, waiting for the words that were sure to follow.
東野は記憶障害だったとはすでに申し上げたと思います。それがある日、
どうして私だと分かってて断ったんです。
Let him talk, Kenji. Let him talk. Let him continue. I got through Ikiko's words and questioned him directly. What reason could my brother have for rejecting me? I couldn't think of anything. That unpleasant feeling brought up long-forgotten feelings of anger inside me.
一人ぼっちの妹が孤独に押しつぶされそうになりながら生きているのをあなたは知っていたはずです。
Angie, that's not his little sister, though.
なのにどうしてその私があなたの元へ訪れるのを拒まれたのですか？
Because at the time, that's not his little sister, though. Let him finish talking. My brother hung his head. Let him finish talking. I think you should let him defend. Let him keep talking. It seemed more like he was lost for words than apologetic. Unable to sense that he even felt any compunction about his actions, I questioned him again in an even louder voice. You're not even letting him talk! When I asked for an appointment with Hachiro Toya, Itoi Kikuro was already famous as a forger. Why did Itoi Kikuro's forgeries reach the truth? It's obvious. My brother, Ishima Battler, explained to her what happened on the island in detail. So, the appearance of Itoi Kikuro proves that my brother's memory had returned. Therefore, he can't excuse himself by saying that he didn't remember me. In fact, no, he isn't trying to make excuses. On the contrary, he's openly saying that he refused to meet me, even though he knew who I was.
今となっては後悔しています。
後悔って私の気持ちを考えたことはあるんですか？
Angie, no, without love it cannot be seen, Angie. Angie, this is the last part of Umineko. Without love it can't be seen.
この数十年間、人生のほとんどをどんな気持ちで私が過ごしてきたか。
It's horrible. I can't lie, it is horrible. The things you had to live with were horrible. I'm not gonna deny that from you. I absolutely understand that. I absolutely sucks. That happened. Various emotions swirled inside of me. I realized that I wasn't in control of them anymore. I could only moan to prevent myself from saying something I'd regret.
あなたにひどいことをしたと今は深く後悔しています。ですからあなたをあれからずっと探していました。あなたにとっても私にとってももっと早くに出会うべきでした。
Battler's incompetent once again. Who would have guessed?
ならなぜあの時会ってくれなかったんですか？
寿先生、先ほどもお話ししました通り、彼は記憶障害を持っています。事故の後遺症です。
それでも記憶は戻ったじゃありませんか。
ええ、 記憶は戻りました。ただそれでも後遺症は治りませんでした。
私は後宮バトラの記憶を持っています。ですがそれが自分のことと思えない。受け入れられないのです。
自分のことと思えない。
はい、確かに私は島を脱出した前後のことは今でも記憶があやふやです。しかしそれ以外のことはほとんど思い出しました。例えばあなたが大事にしていたピンクの髪飾りは私が遊園地のゲームコーナーで撮ってあげたものだとか。
I remember that scene. I think it was what, episode 5 or 6 when it happened? 6? Wait, what, it was 4? I'm dumb. I think it was 4 actually. I remember when he won. I remember if he won those. I remember when Angie was so happy. She put those in the. She put those on her hair. She had them even in 1998. She even has them in the Golden Fantasia game. Even when you like switch her color so that she's blonde haired or whatever, she still has those. Although they also change color if I remember correctly. I don't remember exactly.
ええ、そうです。私の子供の頃の宝物です。今もこうしてハンドバッグの中に大事にしまっています。
他にもいろいろ。あなたがひじきが嫌いでお母さんを困らせていたことや、それを私のお皿に移してごまかそうとしたことや。
That's rough.
他にも。
そこまで覚えていて、どうして自分の記憶と思えないのですか？
それが私の後遺症なのです。いくつもの病院を巡りましたがどうにもなりませんでした。あなたにはわからないでしょう。ある日突然知らない男の記憶が頭いっぱいに溢れ出すのがどれほど辛いことか。
It was a terrifying feeling of losing his own identity. The memories of a stranger filled his head, and they threatened to crush and overwhelm him. Right. So he didn't want to lose his own identity, right? By meeting Angie, right? By meeting Angie, maybe he felt scared that his identity would go and Batter's identity would come back. But then he felt that he would die. You know what I mean? It would like his identity would die. It wouldn't be him anymore, and he didn't want that, right? It's a natural feeling of life, right? You want to keep on living. You want to keep on you want to keep on existing. If another you lives inside you and he takes over your body, does that mean you're suppressed forever? Does that mean you don't exist anymore? Nobody wants that. You don't want that. Imagine you have multiple personality disorder. I'm sure one of your personalities wouldn't want, and none of your personalities would want to lose out, would they? I'm trying to think like Diavol and Doppio from JoJo, right? Like Doppio doesn't want his personality to go, but Diavolo doesn't want his personality to go. Someone's gotta win out that war, though. Maybe not, but yeah. They were almost certainly his own lost memories. However, his brain couldn't accept them as his own.
辛く恐ろしい日々でした。自分が知らぬ人間に頭の中を侵食されていくかのような。今日は明かりを消して眠ったら自分という私はもう二度と目覚めず、明日の朝からは私の体を乗っ取った違う男が生活を始めるのではないか。そんな恐怖が数えきれぬほどの夜に私を苛み続けました。
彼も何度かはそれが自分の正しい記憶であると受け入れようと努力したのです。自分は後宮バトラであると何度も念じ続けました。
ですがダメだった。私は私、八条東也なんです。頭の中に どれほど後宮バトラの記憶が溢れようとも、それは私には他人の記憶なんです。私には後宮バトラを受け入れることは。
As Ishima Butler said this, he hung his head as his eyes turned red.
彼はある日、自分と受け入れられぬもう一人の自分との板挟みに発作的に、運よく一命を取り留めましたが、その時の怪我から車椅子で生活せざるを得ない体に。
That's wild!
そんなことが。
Now I see why he appeared in that wheelchair. That's gruesome. Wow, okay. And now I know why he refused to meet with me. He was afraid of me calling him Big Brother. He was terrified of meeting me, fearful that the part of himself that wasn't him would grow still further in his mind.
それでも彼は戦ったのです。自分の中に後宮バトラがいる以上、あなたに会うのがその義務ではないか。そう思い、彼は何度も二人の自分の狭間で戦ったのです。
And then, in a fit, after something like that, it was only natural that Ikiko would tell him that he didn't need to remember Ishima Battle anymore. Bit by bit, he tried to forget that he was once Ishima Battler. Doctor's instructions and medication. With that and Ikiko's diligent care, he slowly began to regain his peace of mind.
それでも私はあなたに
私は
ならないと思っていました。
Man said watashi wa. Okay.
正直なところ、私は昨べ一睡もできませんでした。あなたに会うことが恐ろしかった。あなたと会うことで私は死ぬのではないか、そう怯えたのです。しかし私は今ここにいて、あなたとこうして普通に会話をしています。だから後悔しているのです。もっと早く私はあなたに会っておけば、あなたも私の中の後宮バトラもこんなにも長い年月、それが申し訳なくて。
As the man who was once Ishima Battler said this, he broke down crying. I was already beginning to understand. It really was true. Ishima Battler did die that day. Byrne did say it in red. After all, didn't the witches say that he was dead so often with the red truth? They did! I told you. How pathetic for the witch of the future. The witch of resurrection, who swore that everyone would be together always.
トウヤさん、どうかお顔を上げてください。
寿先生。
They realized why I had called him Toya-san. And by calling this man by that name, I myself felt the agitation in my heart subside a little. And now he's gonna start calling you Kotobuki-san in turn.
ありがとう。ずいぶん苦しまれたのでしょうね。
But the name is still Ishima Enji, by the way, which I find interesting.
本当にありがとう、トウヤ先生。
The name is still Ishima Enji, hasn't changed to Kotobuki Yukari. It's still Ishima Enji. While Toya's name is Hachijo Toya. That's interesting.
ありがとう兄さん。今日は無理をしてここまで来てくれてありがとう。
Holding hands, we brought our foreheads close and cried together for a while. Then, we talked of the old days. He remembered many things vividly, even things that I couldn't remember myself. Well, I mean, yes, he suffered memory loss, but you were 6. Just saying, you were 6 or younger, so he would remember things more for being a teenager than you were when you were 4, 5, 6. Just saying. Each time, they made me cry hard, even harder, and he hung his head apologetically. And once I realized that my tears were hurting him, I just did my best to let him speak, nodding along with a strange look on my face, something between a sob and a smile. Even if he isn't Ushirima Battler, my Oni-chan came back to me. Welcome home, Oni-chan. It had already gone dark outside. Okay. Okay, even though he had come from far away, he was willing to stay as late as this. We left the store. It's probably best if I don't meet with Mr. Toya again. You know what? Fair enough. Fair enough. If that's what you decide to do, if that's what you and Toya both agree with, then fair enough. It will cause him pain, and of course, I'll find myself bound to the past again. Yeah, you're the Witch of the future, the Witch of Resurrection. Like, if that's how you decide to live, that's okay. Even so, just one more time. There was one place I felt I had to show him. Ooh? One place?
トウヤ先生。
Hey, this is the place where Maria went to buy some dinner for herself in episode 4 when Rosa left her for a couple days. And she had to go here and buy some food for herself. Yeah, that was rough. Okay.
最後にもう一度だけお会いしてくださいませんか。どうしても先生をご案内したい場所があるんです。
ええ、いいですとも。
From my handbag, I pulled an invitation, which had been printed on a sheet of A4 paper and folded into 4. Okay. The pair of them unfolded it.
おや、これは素敵な催しですね。
It's an event?
そういえば先生は小説の他にもいろいろとご活躍でいらっしゃいましたね。
Yeah, she does charity work.
その日にもう一度だけお時間をくださいませんか。それで私も兄も納得すると思います。トウヤ先生も兄の記憶の重責から解放されていいと思います。
予定は問題ないです。文庫の後書きさえ終わらせておけば。
わかりました。寿先生、ぜひお伺いさせてもらいます。
It'd be fun if they said that they were busy.
ありがとう、トウヤ先生。
The cold October night was a reminder that winter was approaching. Oh no, it's October again! Winter is coming! The two people who called themselves Hachijo Toya visited the city once again by Anji's invitation. A car stopped in front of a large building. Okay, this isn't Ikiko's villa. So what is this then? What is this place? Ikuko unfolded the wheelchair with a practiced hand, lent a shoulder to Toya as he got out of the passenger seat, and helped him into the chair.
立派ですね。
福音の家。
Oh! No! No! If you do some twist here, where Beto is actually alive, that would be nah, but no wait, how'd Angie know that Beto's still alive? Nah, this is just part of her charity work. Nah, Beto's dead. Nah, Beto's dead. Chill out, I mean, Beto is dead. That'd be a crazy theory though. Imagine Beto survived and started working in the Fukuin house, or the Gospel house, as y'all can also call it. That would be crazy. Wow. Okay. Nah, Beto's gotta be dead. Yeah. Can't have too many people surviving the Rockin' Gym explosion accident, can you? Come on now.
来るのは初めてですが、よく知っています。
Yeah, you do.
後ろ宮家が援助していた子供のための施設のはずです。
So what? Does Angie help out here?
育子先生、東野先生、本日は福音の家までようこそいらっしゃいました。
They were welcomed by Angie and some staff members. This was the Gospel House, a welfare institution for unfortunate children who had lost their parents. This institution was once dependent on the support it received from Ushiroma Kinzo. However, that support had been interrupted, and the Gospel House had been forced to shut down for a time. Decades had passed, and now the institution would be revived. That's good. Revived by the hand of Kotobuki Yukari. That's nice.
寿先生、お久しぶりですね。本日はお招きに預かりました。これ、私たちからです。
A gift?
わずかですが、施設の子供たちに。
Or some candy?
決してそのようなつもりでお招きしたわけではないのに。
Or some money? I guess it's money.
本当に申し訳ございません。
どうかお気になされず、未来の物語を紡ぐのはいつだって子供たち。
It's true, because they're the ones that are gonna outgrow us, right? Children are the ones that are gonna live when we die, so obviously.
彼らがいなければ人間の物語は続かないのですから。
It's true.
子供は宝です。ですから、どうか役立ててください。
ありがとうございます。寄付金の用紙がありますので、ご面倒でなければご記入を。
The Gospel House had been drastically remodeled in recent years, in the hopes that children would one day be able to remember this as a fun place. Angie had used her own money to massively remodel it into a beautiful establishment. By now, she had accumulated a lot of wealth as a novelist, but even without that, she had been saving the tens of millions of yen she got from the Shima Group each year under the name of living expenses. Living expenses. Tens of millions of yen. Living expenses. Alright, nice. That's good though. This money had been used generously to help the children. That is very kind of Angie. Sorry, Yukari. This is the inside of the Gospel House? Okay. That's what's up. When they came to the entrance hall, a cheerful scene was spread out before them. Pictures and crafts created by the children. Every corner was filled with things on display. The contrast between this elegant building and the school atmosphere was amusing. The yells and laughter of kids running around drifted in from the distance.
悲しみにうつむいて、ここへやってくる子供も多いでしょう。それが、あんな笑い声を聞かせてくれるようになるのですから。あなたは。
人は誰だ
What a pause that was!
幸せのかけらを見つける魔法が使えるんです。
What a pause that was from Toya. I did not expect that long of a pause.
ここはそういう魔法を教える魔女の学校なんです。
作太郎の大冒険に出てきた 魔女の寄宿舎のことですね。
Eh? What is this, Impel Down? I should not be comparing this place to Impel Down. What are you doing, Amin? Don't do that at all. That makes it sound horrible. Oh no, no, let's not do that. Let's not do that.
あら恥ずかしい。
Maybe Amazon Lily? Okay, no, no, okay. Continue on. Continue. I never said anything.
東野先生もお読みになられていたのですか？
Of course, that's how he found out who you are. I mean, okay, all he needed was your author name, but I'm sure by the point he realized that you were his sister, he would might as well just read the entire book or entire novel. Might as well go along with it.
先日のご縁以来早々に読破しました。
Oh, never mind. Okay, never mind. Forget what I just said. It was after the last meeting. My bad.
寿先生の文才のみならず、その温かなお心には本当に頭が下がります。
お恥ずかしい。
But she's a novelist. She's not a mangaka. Let's be specific here. She doesn't draw. She only writes words. Type words. Specifically. That's an important difference. Because a mangaka has to also be decent at drawing. At least decent at drawing, right? There's some mangakas that aren't that good at drawing, but at least they're decent. They can draw in a way that, you know, is good to follow along for the reader, right? Some mangakas are absolutely, you know, draws insanity. Okay, they some authors draw insanity, but some authors don't necessarily do that, and that's fine. But they have to be at least decent at drawing. Angie said that she wasn't too sure about her drawing skills, but she definitely has a talent for writing at least. Maybe not drawing, but for writing. If she desperately wanted to be a mangaka, then she could always get, you know, either some assistance or a secondary author. You have to publish a manga with two people, right? It's been done before. Bakimon, which is actually funny enough a manga about two kids writing and drawing a manga, making a manga. So that's ironic there. Same people that also made Death Note, for example. That's two authors right there. Well, two mangakas that work with each other to make it. Anyway, let's keep reading.
どうぞ。そこの突き当たりです。
Pushing Toya's wheelchair, we advanced through the corridor and reached the great doors at the end. The happy voices of children came from the other side. Apparently, this was where tonight's party was being held. There were several jack-o'-lanterns cut out of origami. Tonight was the Gospel House's Halloween party. Hey! Mario would have been happy about this. It's late October.
これを。
It's late October. Halloween party.
なるほど。トリックオアトリートというわけですね。
That's what Kinzo said. Trick or treat. He was handed a bag filled with candy. That's very kind of Ikari. A teacher warned him in a small voice to watch out for rampaging children. Oh no.
子供か。もう何年も触れ合っていません。
どうか子供たちに夢を語ってあげてください。みんなお客様を歓迎しますよ。
これは困った。何を語ってあげればいいやら。
原稿の持ち込みはよく出版社を選びましょう。
Oh, Yukiko. Alright.
読者アンケートなんて気にしない。
You know the author of Umineko. You know he felt that deeply writing this. Like you know this is like a personal comment he had to just put in there. Like this has nothing to do with Umineko. That's just like Ryukishi just trying to like vent out his frustrations a little here. Like gotta put this in.
それでは開けますよ。子供たちが待ってますよ。
Angie opened the large double doors. Imagine it's like Cobra. Like Cobra, he goes in there, bang, gets assassinated, killed. Nefertari Cobra. Or should I say Nefertari D Cobra? That was a joke, by the way. You know, Toa's not about to get assassinated. I don't check something real quick. This place. He's shocked about something. 1 second, y'all. Okay, this Unhuman party has been going on for pretty long. I think we've been recording for 2 hours. I think. Have we been recording for 2 hours? I don't actually know. At the side of the hall, Toya opened his mouth in wide-eyed shock. Now I don't think we've been recording for 2 hours. I think we've been recording for 1 hour. What am I talking about? I mean, I think we've been recording for 1 hour. Have we recorded for... I'm losing my mind. Let's just keep reading. Toya opened his mouth in wide-eyed shock. At the side of the hall, okay? Wait a minute! Oh, I just... I just noticed! Yeah, this is the same hall. It looks the exact same as the... Oh, that's a callback to episode 8, the Halloween party. Yeah. So she built the hall to look the exact same as the hall from the mansion from Rokkenjima, or at least she probably built it from memory. So then, is Berto's portrait here? Wait, that would be wild if Berto's portrait is here. This was the Great Hall of the Ishirome Mansion. No, that would be impossible. It got blown up. It went boom boom. There's Berto's portrait! Berto's portrait! They were cleaning the gospel house. That's Berto's portrait! Hey yo! This hall was an exact lookalike of the one in the Rokkenjima mansion.
素敵なホールですね。
これは露見島の後宮家のお屋敷のホールの再現ですね。
ええ、私の記憶の中にあるものを再現しました。細部が間違っているかもしれませんが。
Hey, looks exactly the same to me. Because it was drawn the exact same. So, yeah, let's...
いいえ、これは本当にあの日の後宮家のお屋敷のホールです。
And then, Toy's eyes fixed on something at the other side of the room. Go on, go to the portrait. You know it. You know it! It was a portrait, yes. A portrait of Rokkenjima's older master, the ruler of the night.
記憶のものに全く同じだ。
Uo Beatrice!
後宮金蔵が肖像画を描かせた職人が写真を持っていました。
Oh, so she might have been that artist. Okay.
それをもとに書き起こさせました。
Okay. I'm glad you managed to find that author, Angie. Sorry, Yukari. It's gonna be hard to call her Yukari from now on. I'll just call her Angie when I'm referring to her, though, or at least her in the story. Yukari when I'm referring to her future self, though. Alright? How about that? Okay. So he drew... Okay, he drew it again. That's good. So it was original photo and then it was painted. I'm guessing the photo is of Kyodori and Beato. Kendo took a photo of Kyodori and Beato and then gave it to this artist who painted this, right? It's not the original Beato, and it's not Beato the third either. It's gotta be Kyodori and Beato. That was when this was drawn. So when she was growing up. I was simply frozen in shock. The large table was filled with Halloween party food and surrounded with children stuffing themselves. Children stuffing themselves. The teacher said, "Everyone, we have guests." The children all looked at us at once and stood up and ran forward. Engaged with Marionette. Their broad smiles at the arrival of this long-awaited guest wrapped me up. Long-awaited guest? Okay. The smiles and eyes of the children welcomed me. Alright, it's almost like... Okay. You know what? The children are very nice to welcome this stranger like this. Yeah, I know. I know all your faces. What? Wait, what? You've met the children before? What? What are you talking about? You know all their faces? Wait, what? Oh, wait,
お
what?
帰りなさいませ。
What?
遅いではないか。お待ちしておりました。
おかえりバトラー。おかえりなさい。
元気そうだ
バトラ君。
な。おう、元気そうやな。
Looking
お
chipper?
かえりなさい。
ウリュウ
ウリ
バトラ
みんな待ってたわよ。
Hey, Rosa.
バトラさん。
ようやく主賓の到着ね。
お帰りなさいませ。
おかえりなさいませ。
バトラ今日。
お帰りなさいませバトラさん。
おかえりなさい。
よ、遅いぞバトラ。
Sup, parents?
いいよ待っていましたバトラ
It's literally everyone.
君。待っていました。
The stakes just don't get. Oh, okay. I was saying they don't get to welcome me. They all do it as a group, and the Jester sisters as well.
バトラ卿に敬礼。
Gap. None of it.
おめでとうございます。
Regalia. Angie.
お兄ちゃん。おかえり。
Hello.
待ちくたびれたぞ。
Of course.
ほら。
Beth, of course. She's. Oh.
すまねえ。来るのが遅れちまった。
そうなんだ。なぜ車椅子なんて座っておるのか。
Life's tough.
ほら。手を貸してやるからちゃんとせい。
Don't do it again in real life. That was too. I did not read all of that. I'm sorry. That was way too fast. Okay.
俺は
Let me focus here.
聞け。ここにようやく我らは全員が集ったぞ。今宵黄金鏡はここに復活する。
But yeah, don't do that again in a wheelchair in real life. Just like, go, yes, stand up. Everyone's there, everyone. Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah, stand up. Yeah, go on, guy in a wheelchair.
よく帰ってきた。
帰ってきたぜ。遅くなったな。
話さぬぞ。
ああ、俺ももう話さない。俺たちは永遠に一緒だ。
Oh! Is that the end? Boom! Is that the end of Division 1? Oh! Rico, down the passato is playing again. That's crazy. I've been listening to this song quite a bit since Onto Tsubasa. Oh, these are some extra stuff, aren't they? I feel like you guys told me to read Tsubasa at some point. Oh, you also told me to read the English lyrics for this. I'll read it later. I wanna talk right now. I'll read it when, you know, I'm listening to the song on my own at some point. Blue Panda. This person have a wing? Like the Ishima family wing? Okay, so that's the end of the Unhuman party. Okay. You know, now I am focusing on the lyrics, I'm not gonna lie. You guys did tell me to focus on the lyrics. Ah, rest in peace. Ah. Oh, that is very fitting. That fits so well. But the sadness brought out from the truth. Holy crap! Wow. Rest in peace. Rest in peace, yo. Thank you, seventh expansion for bringing this to us. Thank you. And Alchemist, of course. Umineko no Nagakuri ni Chiru. Nocturne of Truth and Illusions. And I guess that's the end. We're gonna go back to the starting screen now, I guess. Okay, so wait. I dedicate this to my beloved witch Beatrice. There's Batter and Beato. They're in the Golden Land. Oh. And then what? Oh. What? Oh, okay, that is the end. Okay, right. Okay, we had to get. Okay, got it. We got to get that little thing. Okay. No, there's no other post credit scene. Are we sure? Are we sure that's the end? Wait, new game board added. The next aspect has been unlocked. What's going on? Okay, wait. The witch hunt. Okay. We have more, okay, we have more Chrono Trigger head translator. Thank you for translating. Alright, so I guess we have more credit scenes. Alright, let's just go through the credits then. Oh yeah, we did head translator Nox, that's funny. We did Hanyu helped with editing. So anyway. Oh yes, it does have a Russian translation. For some reason, Umineko has a Russian translation. No, Bless helped out. Crazy. Okay, I can't even talk. Himawari helped out. Isn't that Naruto's daughter? Okay, I'm trying to talk. Nah, but I think liberated help with graphics. Okay, let me speak. Just stop focusing on the credits. So, Plum Bomb helped out. Okay, this happened when I was done with the question marks as well. We gotta end credits like this with the witch hunt gang that helped translate this and port this over to us English-speaking peeps. This happened at the end of the question marks as well, at the end of episode 4 as well, if I remember correctly. So this is just fitting, okay? Deep Blue Cheer helped out with the forum testing. Nasuverse helped out. Hey, that Imposter and some others. Imposter. Imik Tweak group. Honyaku is also right. Okay. Special thanks to Ryukishi07 and Alchemist. Yes, special thanks to Ryukishi07 and Alchemist. Okay, thank you for all of that. 2011 to 2020 Umineko project. Yes, thank you for bringing this to us, Umineko project. So it was 20. Okay, so I think my friend read Umineko before 2020, and that's why he can read it to its entirety. All right, we have new stuff here. We're not fully done yet, but it said I unlocked a new episode. So is there a new episode? Is there an episode 9? No, episode 8 is the last one. But it said it unlocked a new game board. Twilight the Golden Witch. Good morning. This farewell is for me. Is sad for me as it is for me. As sad for me as it is for you. I prepared a goodbye party for tonight. A game competition will be included as well, so please feel free to participate. The difficulty is small, but not to be trifled with. As this will be the last opportunity, why not take part yourself? Okay. Let's try looking at the new stuff that are in the character and tips files. So, let's look at the characters first. We have new episode 8 character stuff. Let's check it out. But that's the end of the visual novel, everybody. That's it. That's Umineko when they cry. Other than some extra stuff here with characters. We'll check it out. Let's start with Kinzo. Execute. And he becomes the young Kinzo. Gotcha. Can I execute him again? No. The man who will eventually become the final head of the Ushima family spent half of his life living lethargically as a human puppet. Because of this, his mental age remains young and does not grow. Thanks to the fascination with the West that he has held since he was a young boy, he is highly proficient with the English language. Resurrect him. Okay, we've already read Kinzo. Okay, Cross, can I execute you? Can I resurrect you? Natsuhi. Oh, Natsuhi's amazing, man. Natsuhi. It's kind of tragic. Oh, what the hell? I didn't mean to do that. It's kind of tragic that Natsuhi didn't get any screen time really after episode 5, but you know, stuff happens. And episode 5 was like her peak, you know. I can't kill or resurrect her. Alright, we have human Beato. No, I was gonna say elder Beato, but it's human Beato. I can resurrect her, I believe? No, I can't execute or resurrect her. But this is human Beatrice in her human form. You can see the Ishiromiya symbol on her thigh. That was never explained, was it? why is her symbol on her right thigh here, but on Shannon it's on her left thigh there? Are these sprites just mirrored, or are they trying to trick us to be like, they're not actually the same person? Because we know Shannon is this person and this person is the same person. We know that, but it's just okay, whatever. Eva, can I execute you? Can I resurrect you? I would have thought Eva might have been able to be executed because of the whole thing with 1998 and all. Can't do anything with Hideyoshi. Can't do anything with George. Can't do anything with Kenzo. So yeah, for everybody that wants to leave by this point, doesn't want to check the character and tips file with me, I already said this earlier, but yeah, that was Umineko. I hope you enjoyed reading Umineko along with me. It's been a nice journey. Okay, can't do anything with Kiria. Can't do anything with Backer. What about you, Angie? Can I do something with you? I can resurrect you? No, I cannot do that. Okay. Nanja. Rosa. Maria. I have to check every character. Every character. I don't want to miss anything. Because you guys are gonna go. I don't want to record any more Umineko videos, and you guys are gonna leave comments like, Amin, you missed something. You missed something in the character file or something. So I don't wanna. I don't know. I don't wanna miss anything. Let's just get everything out of the way now. Okay. Because what we'll do from here now, the Umineko content from here now will be straight up extra stuff. Will be straight up. What am I saying? The Umineko content from here now will be yeah, like extra visual novel content, and maybe manga content as well. But that's in several months from now. That's not gonna happen anytime soon. I'm not planning to do any. I'm not planning to do any content of that sort anytime soon. Any what am I saying? Any I can't speak. I'm not planning to do any manga content anytime soon. I don't want to open the cat box right now. I'll leave the cat box closed because that's what we want here. Battering his wife. Okay. Angie as a witch form. Oh! The witch who rules over the future the year 1998. She stands completely on the outside of the cat box, making her entirely different from all the other witches. Just what will she find in this final game? Can I execute her? Can I resurrect her? No, but I can't change her. Can I execute her? Can I resurrect her? Can I change her again? Back? Okay, cool. I can't actually resurrect her, but I can change her to her pirate form. Wait, go back! and it's even changed there. That's nice. I'm a pirate, Erica. She's the king of the. Do you want to be the king of the beast? Erica's gonna say, I want to be the king of the beast. Okay, maybe not. Eva Beato can execute or resurrect. Virgilia can't execute or resurrect. Brunove can execute or resurrect. Gap can execute or resurrect. Dolanor can't execute or resurrect, but I can't change her. Alright, that's her form with glasses on. When did she have glasses on? That's kind of random. Let's change her to glasses. Glasses form. Okay, Gartrudo. Congrats on your promotion. Gertrude. Congrats. 7 stakes. Okay. Okay. I don't be able to do anything with them, but I'd rather overcheck than undercheck. Okay? I'd rather overcheck than undercheck. Goat? What about you? Nope. Furu? Nope. Zapar? Not at all. Chester 00? Nope. Chester 410? Nope. Chester 45? Nope. Chester 556? I'm assuming I can resurrect you again, as always. Yep. But there's no need for that. Okay. We've checked out all the character files. And the tips file had something for me as well. There's something new in the tips file that we should probably read. Let's check it out. Episode 8. Okay. Achimute Hoi, we already read this. It's the rock paper scissors thing. Now we have Momotaro, or Peach Boy. It's a Japanese fairy tale named after its main character, Momotaro. The full story is a little too long to tell properly here, but it should suffice to explain that it is about a boy who was born from a giant peach which came flowing from down a river. Never mind, I remember reading that before. That was not new at all. How can I go to the grimoire? Or does episode 8 not have a grimoire? It says it's new. Where's the new stuff? I already read this. Controls? Yeah, I know this. I know this. I can't. Can I go to the grimoire? What's going on? But it says new. Why does it say new then? It said there should. It says there's new tips. There's new tips for me. What about episode 7? How does that go? See, you have FSVD, and then you go to grimoire, and you can check the grimoire stuff. But episode 8 didn't have any tips. It only had grimoire stuff. So what does it say new? That's what I'm confused about. Okay, it doesn't say new anymore. Momotaro, I've read this. I can't go to tips. Okay. I'll interpret that as I've already read all of it. Okay. Tips. File. Ooh, trophies, I mean. Trophies, I should say. What's going on? Alright, so. We've gone, I think, almost every trophy. We've gone the episode 8 characters and tips. There's no episode 8 tips. Yeah, these are the trophies that I get by getting all the different things. Like this is the battle doll. These are all the other trophies you probably get. All the other presents you get. I can't be bothered unlocking all of those. Answer all quiz questions without using any hints. Look at me go. See, I'm amazing. I don't know what this trophy is. Y'all can let me know. I wonder what this trophy is. I don't know. I don't know how to unlock it. As a 5, 6, 7, 8, 8 party and Unity party. Played for over 50 hours, well over 30,000 clicks. I think I went over 60,000 clicks. I've played for well over 50 hours. I think I've played for well over 100 hours, and that's just the Chiryu alone. That's just the answer arcs alone. Episode 5, 6, 7, 8 strict route, 8 magic route. Okay, so to read the Unhuman party is the 8th magic route. Sure. There are 2 trophies here which I don't know how to lock, unfortunately. Okay. Let's browse through our picture file, folder, whatever you know, possibly call that. Picture box. Oh! CG Hunter. I got a trophy because I think I clicked on picture file. We've already checked all of these. I want to check out the family portrait. The Rudolph family portrait. Not portrait, but you know what I'm saying, right? The family picture. We've seen all of this. Yes, we have. We've seen all of this. Okay. This is new. This is from the trick ending. This is from this is Angie shooting Amakusa. And later on she goes on to shoot Kawabata as well. Angie for real had no chill. Okay. Good to check that out. This is from the recent episode, or the recent Unhuman party. This is Featherine carrying, not Featherine, Ikiko carrying Toya into the coffee shop where he would meet his sister, or Yukari, Kotobuki, I think. This is the pink hair balls that Battler won for his sister when she was a kid, when they were both children, young. He won them for her back in episode 4. I remember seeing this. This is wholesome. Nicely done. This is the family picture that I wanted to see so badly. Just now. This is nice. Ah, man. Kitty looks so kind too. I don't want to believe Kitty's a bad person. She looks so kind in this photo. I know evil people can look really nice, you know, on an exterior, but I don't want to believe Kitty was like that. I want to believe Kitty was nice. She was a caring mother. Look at this. Look at her. There's no way you can tell. You can look at her and tell me she's not a good person. All right, leave me alone. All right, moving. Oh, this is from the ending we just saw. Wait, can I scroll? Wait, what? I can't. I'm just looking at Leon and Will and Blanor and Abatiche. I can barely see Beelzebub on the right there, and I can see Rudolph, but I can barely see Kitty on the left. What? This is a terrible picture. What the frig was that about? I click on it, and all I see is these. What? That sucks. I should be able to see the entire thing, but I only see this part in the middle. Oh well. Let me know if something's borking. Something's borking. But at least you see Beato here and Angie, Vergildia, Ronovan, and Gab. That's nice. We've seen the rest of this, so let's just go to the next thing. I think we've seen everything by now. Yeah, we've seen all of this. And oh, wait! Okay. Wait, pause. This is new. This is the portrait. Okay, what is this? Oh, this is the portrait. Okay. Wait, this is a portrait of all the characters. Would you look at that? Now this is great. It would be great to frame this. This would be like a great poster to have. This looks cool. I would love to have this poster to frame it. I have some posters in my room. I have several posters in my room. Most of them I got from the box sets that I bought. Some of them I bought from going to to like some nerd. I was gonna say anime store nearby, but there's no such thing as anime store out here because anime is not popular enough to have its own dedicated store. At least, yeah, but it's getting more and more popular because this nerd store. I say nerd store because it's the only way I can. What else do I call it? It's got everything nerdy in it. Like it doesn't have any. The entire purpose of the store is for nerdy people, and anime fans are included in nerdy people. So it's all included in there. But it's got video games. It's got. It can even has like books. I think books and stuff. Video games, D&D for those who are into that, right? It has card games. It has it has posters of stuff from different things, franchises. I highly doubt it would have Umineko. Unfortunately, I don't think Umineko's popular enough here, especially here. I've never heard of anyone be an Umineko fan or a When They Cry fan, other than like other than my friend. And I feel like you'd have to be a pretty serious fan of. You have to get pretty deep in to find Umineko. I feel like I don't think it's that popular, but you know you can find a bunch of different stuff, and that's where I bought 2 posters really. They posters weren't that expensive. They weren't that expensive either. They were like $15, I think. I think they were less expensive than that. Even they're not that expensive, and they were nice to have them hung up in my room. I also didn't hang them with tape. That's a common thing people do. Hang them with tape, and then when trying to get the posters off, bang! You rip the poster. See that? See that? So I've hung up with it like gum. And that gets it to stick to the wall, and if I need to take the posters off, it doesn't rip the poster off the wall. It's nice, but tape does that. Tape has that effect. So, watch out. There you go. I'm in poster hanging up tips. Anyway, this is cool. I've looked at it long enough. What is this? Another portrait thing, poster type thing here. Backer and Beat at the front. There's Eric on the left. This is an episode 8 one for sure, because you see Kid Angel on the right, and you can see some of the other magical creatures. I find it interesting that they focus on showing not Glanor, but Gertrude and Cornelia in the back there, instead of any of the other magical characters. They didn't show Vergillia or Ronave or Gab or something. But yeah, Battle and Beat at the front. Obviously, they're like, the 2 main characters essentially. Along with Angie in the bottom right, Eric on the left, Federine top left, Leon and Will together on the right there, Glanor in the middle left. The cat, it's a lot of cats in the back, but in front of them is Lambda and Burn. Okay, and then top right we got Gertrude and Cornelia. That's nice. That's nice. And here we just Battler and Beato, and Battler's, what is he doing? Is he just holding her hair? It's just Battler holding her hair. Alright, well there you go. Battler holding Beato's hair. They're sitting on some couch thing. And there's roses at the top and bottom of this piece of art. Alright, cool. I didn't expect to be seeing these CGs. I think among these 3, this one's my favorite. This one looks the coolest. Because it also has all the human characters too, all the important human characters too, and even has the Beato from World War II, right? The original Beato, Beatrice Castiglione. But yeah, it also has a lot of the other important characters. It of course doesn't have every single important character, but it has all the human characters and some magic characters that we care about, such the most important ones, such as Lambda and Burn. But it does also have Leon and Will. Will is kind of a magical character. right? Will is. I mean, he doesn't feel like it, but he kind of is. Leon is also a magical character, realistic, kind of, but he isn't, but he kind of is. It's kind of hard to explain with those two. But the rest are all humans except for Lambda and Burn, and that's why I really like the contrast of everyone being human and them two just flying. Like, them two are just flying. It's nice. Okay, and I think that's it. And then this, this portrait is still goated, by the way. Oh! I just noticed, this looks like Bat is sitting on a wheelchair. I wonder if that's on purpose. I wonder if that's on purpose, like to connect him to Toya. Like, yeah, Bat is sitting on a wheelchair. Oh! That's actually a very nice touch. Because it looks like Bat is a king here. Yeah, I'm the game master, that's right. But it's also him sitting on a wheelchair. That is a very much a sitting on a wheelchair pose, to be fair. But it's also a kingly, like, sitting, like, cool, you know, in my king chair stuff sort of deal, you know? Yeah. Then we have Leon and Will. This is the portrait from episode 7. Man, when I see this portrait, I'm just thinking the Executioner. This portrait just reminds me of the Executioner. It's funny because in the background, I think there's Berto's portrait in the background behind them. So it's a portrait of them two together with Berto's portrait in the background. Unless it's somehow Beatrice's portrait, but I don't think so. It's probably just a portrait of Will and Leon. And Berto's portrait in the background. With the Ishima Eagle in the back too. And here we have a portrait of Erika. Because of course Erika deserves her own portrait. All the main characters. Oh yeah, all the main characters got portraits. Yeah. Erika was the main character of episode 5 technically. And 6-ish, kinda, yeah. So it makes sense that she gets a portrait after episode 5. And Will was the main character of episode 7. Bat was the main character of episode 8. Kinda. Well, Angie. Angie didn't get a portrait. So it's kind of random who gets a portrait. Oh, okay. Well, Erika deserved one anyway. So, we'll take it, we take it. Okay, anyway, I think that's all the pictures. And I think that I got a trophy right there at the end there because I looked at all the pictures. Okay. Let's go check the trophy that I just got. I think that's a trophy for getting all the CGs, or checking out all the CGs. So I didn't find all the CGs for the question arcs, but I found the CGs for all the answer arcs, I guess. Okay. CG Hunter, where is it? CG Hunter, there it is. Achieve 100% completion for the picture box. But I've not achieved that for the music box. Let's look at the music box. Music box, of course, very, very important because, you know, Umineko is some of the best music ever, right? Yeah, I have all the music. Why didn't I get a trophy for this? Where is it? Oh! So trophy here didn't unlock. Is it Tsurupeton? It might be Tsurupeton, because I see sweets there. But that's, wait. This code is episode 5. Demon Discharger is episode 5. What? So this should be an episode, but CC Sweets is an episode 2 soundtrack, or song. And Tsurupeton would be an episode 2 song, wouldn't it? I don't know. I'm not 100% sure. I just clicked on last and conductor, I think it was. So we're listening to last and conductor right now. We don't have to. I just put it on because it's a banger. But okay, everybody, that's the end of the the visual novel. Oh man, oh man. What an experience. I can't believe I'm done with Umineko now. It's gonna feel weird recording something that isn't Umineko for some time, because Umineko's all I've been doing for the last year and a half, or a year and 7 months on my YouTube channel. So it's kind of weird, and I've also been reading it for over 300 hours. So it's gonna be all kinds of weird, but I'm gonna miss recording this frequently, you know. But at the same time, I feel like it needed to end at some point, you know. I feel like if it kept going, I feel like if there were 10 episodes, I would have gone very drained by that point. 10 episodes of this would have been oof. I feel like I could go through 2 more episodes. But some side story content that I'm sure isn't that long, right guys? Can be done. So there's that. But yes. But yeah, okay. Alright, I'm gonna leave y'all there. Man, this OST really bangs, so. It only played once in the whole visual novel, by the way. It only played at the. I guess it makes sense. It only played at the bit where Battler punched Burn. That was funny. That was a great scene. I think it's about to do the job. It's about to do the job, everybody. Ready? Excuse me, I'm listening to Peak. I was gonna say let's listen to Thanks for Being Born as like a way to say goodbye, but that's too depressing. We gotta listen to hype music. Last Night Conductor is hype. Right? Like, let's not listen to sad music right now. We've listened to Thanks for Being Born enough anyway. Y'all already know. Y'all already know what's up. You know, this color? Nah, that's too depressing. That's too depressing. Let's listen to something that's hype. Where is it? Where is something that's hype, y'all? Dream and Destructor is good. Okay, anyway, I'm getting tired of doing that, so I'm gonna pop it in my chest. Oh, is it called The Tale of Sakutora's Tenacity? I know there's a song called Sakutora's Adventure or something. I know there is, from episode 4. It should be here somewhere. I think so. Mirage Coordinator, oh, that's another good one. Oh man, I'm just looking at these soundtracks, man. They're the Great World and Dominator. Oh, they're banging these soundtracks, bro. Answer, of course. Of course, don't forget Answer. That Angle, Prison Ship, all good, all good. All very, very good, man. Golden Slaughter, of course, the classic, the original ZTS banger. Thanks to we managed to get this song. No, not this song. Yeah, this song. Yeah, actually, Demon Discharger. Last Night Conductor, and of course, the Executioner. ACL is the this one. Yeah, this is the rhythm game one. It's actually not in a rhythm game. That a friend of mine. So okay, a different friend of mine in real life, not one that is not a Umineko fan at all. He's never heard of Umineko in his life. He's just a rhythm game fan, and he likes to play this song on the rhythm game. It's not OSU, obviously. It's not. No, it's not. It's actually like a proper rhythm game. ACIL is in that game, and he plays it. And I was so shocked to hear because I was like, wait a minute, that's from Umineko. And he's like, what? I'm like, that's from Umineko. And he's like, I don't know what that is. I'm not a weeb. I mean, what are you talking about? Because he actually isn't a weeb. He's not an anime fan, right? He just plays rhythm games and all this stuff. He's like, I mean, I don't know if it's an anime related thing. I don't know. It's like, no, it's not an anime. It's a visual. Oh, technically, it is an anime, but it's a visual novel, obviously. I don't know if they ever play ACIL in the actual anime. So, did it play soundtracks from the visual novel in the anime? They should, or else it'll be a missed opportunity. What the hell? I never watched the anime, so I don't know. I've only seen some scenes, but they should. Yeah. So that's why I remember ACIL specifically, and I'm pretty sure the person who composed it is a rhythm game song making person, so it makes sense. Entrance. What do I remember this one? Oh yeah, this is that one. This one is good. Okay, that one sounds good. The Execution, of course. Alright, we've heard this. We've heard the Execution a million times by now. We already know how much of a banger it is. But okay, give me just a little bit, y'all, just a little taste. Okay, so we gotta end this part. Anyway. I can listen to this soundtrack in my own time anyway. You know what I mean? I don't have to do some video. You know, some other time maybe I can make a separate video where I just listen to the music. But I mean, right now that's not super important. that was the end of Umineko. I should probably discuss the end of Umineko a little bit here. Ridicule is probably not the best soundtrack to be playing for that. I mean, is there any soundtrack that's proper for playing for that? I don't really know. I do know that Ridicule is not it though. It's way too spooky. It's a horror soundtrack. It's way too spooky for a soundtrack to be playing here. Sure. When the seagulls cry. I can't talk about the ending with this song going in the back. Sure. So Umineko. Just had to let that song go, you know, make its entrance. But yeah, Umineko has been an awesome journey. It's been one of the best story journeys I've ever been through. I do not regret at all reading this. I'm very glad I ended up taking the plunge. You know, it may have taken a long time, but a lot of the best stuff do take a very long time. You know what I mean? And Umineko just was one of those long stuff. So yeah, that ending I thought was very good, right? With Toya and Yukari there. I'm glad to have a fitting conclusion to those two. They got to meet each other eventually, you know. And I should be away from this song to be fair when I talk about this. Okay, let's just be here. Let's not listen to any music. Let's just be here. Let's listen to the seagulls cry. Okay, let's do this so that the opening doesn't pop up. So with Umineko, right? I loved it as a whole. You guys probably want me to give an episode ranking. We'll do that. I'll make the character tier list. I'll make that its own video. But you guys want me to do an episode ranking, don't you? After some deliberation and after episode 8, I've actually had a little change with my rankings. I think after a little deliberation, I think previously I said some different things, but after thinking about it, my ranking is a little different than what it had been. I think when I talked about it last time. So we can give an episode ranking here because we've also finished episode 8, and now we have to find a place to rank episode 8. Actually, I haven't really taken time to think about this, but I'll just do it on the fly here as a parting thing with you all. So before I do that, actually, I got something I want to do real quick. Yeah, because the episode ranking might take a while for me to talk about. So I'm gonna go put on something because it's going to take 2 hours for it to finish. Be right back. Sorry. Okay. Sorry. I was just putting. Okay. I was just putting on the washer. That takes several hours. I have to do it now, so that I could talk about this without, like, letting that do the work in the background rather than letting it do, while I'm doing stuff. There's no, whatever. You get the point. Okay. So. Where have we gone to? We're episode ranking. Okay. So. Where do you think episode 8 ranks? So we first have to re-rank everything else. And then I have to think about where episode 8 slots in. Okay, let me write it as like a little list note here. Just so I can look at it as a list. I think it's easier for me to rank. And then we'll end off this video and this visual novel as a whole. So let's see. Umineko note. Let's put it in the Umineko notes. I have not written down all the red truths. I don't know if, at this point I don't even know if I want to. As in, I've written down every single red truth up until the ending portions of episode 8. So every red truth after Erika started talking about Erika started doing red truths at the very end of episode 8 there. I stopped writing them down. I kind of got lazy at the very end. But okay, let's do a quick episode ranking list here at the end of my Umineko notes. Or maybe at the beginning. But not at the end. My Umineko notes are so long, by the way. You guys told me Umineko is longer than the Bible. My Umineko notes are by themselves longer than the Bible. No cap. They're a whole book. I've probably written like... I don't know how many pages it would be, but like that's 10 pages at least. Or something of just notes. It's a lot of pages. I don't know exactly. But here we go. Episode ranking. And this might... I actually won't talk about that too much. I think my favorite episode, we can see all the episodes here too, right? So 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, right? So out of these 8 episodes, my favorite episode, I think I told you guys last time when I finished episode 7, I think I told you guys that episode 7 was my favorite, right? And I think seeing it now still, I still love episode 7. It's still amazing. But a little bit of that was genuinely... I think I did say it at the time too, that it was recency bias. It was a little bit of recency bias. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. The Tea Party episode 7 was incredible, but I think there are a lot of the reasons why I loved it at the time was because of how many theories it confirmed, how much it revealed, how much it told us about Yasuda's story, which was incredible. And I think all of that at the time was just coming fresh off it. I was amazed by this, and that's why this episode 8 ranking might also be skewed because of recency bias. But I'll try not to have it skewed, because when I think back to the one episode that really that I think did it for me. I think this is the episode of Umineko when they cry of all time. I think it is episode 5. Yes, episode 5, End of the Golden Witch, I think is my favorite episode of Umineko. At this point, maybe it was because Beato was a doll and couldn't speak anything, so not having to listen to her for a whole episode helped. That was rude. I'm not gonna. That was rude. I shouldn't have said that. no, but actually though, no. I mean, not the Beato stuff, but everything else in the episode was amazing. I mean, episode 5 to me, I think episode 5 for me was like, if I had to give one episode my favorite episode, I would have to give it episode 5 because first, Erika's introduction was amazing. I loved Erika. I still love Erika. I think she's a great character, and it was, man, that episode had, I mean, it had probably the emotional moment that impacted me the most in all of, not just Umineko, but in all of When They Cry, and that was the Nazi moment, right? The Nazi moment, obviously Nazi is like amazing, right? And the Nazi moment to me was it hit me so hard. The last 6 hours of that episode, right, or so, the Tea Party and Unhuman Party as well, incredible. The Unhuman Party, incredible. The Tea Party, incredible. The last 6 parts are recorded for that, right? The last like one. Yeah, I would say so. I'd say the last 6 parts that are recorded for the episode 5 were 6 in a row. 6. The 6 my favorite stretch in all of Umineko. That was insane. Okay, Erika going like, I know what the culprit is. It's you, Nazi, right? And then having this whole court where they discuss why it's Nazi and why Nazi the culprit, and Nazi trying to defend herself, and and Battler there can't do anything, and then Brigillia telling him in red that it's not Nazi, right? Oh, that hits so hard, man. And Battler being like, it doesn't matter if everyone in the world is against you. I'll stand with you. It doesn't matter if everyone in the world thinks you're the culprit. I alone, for irrational reasons, I don't care. I'll be with you. And even if you forget the whole the truth thing, that's still for Battler's determination to be like that. I think is insane. It also had a very good fight in the Kinzo fight in the study. That was also incredible, with Battler jumping off the window, just leaping out, destroying Erika's theory. To me, it was fantastic. So there was that thing. It also had the whole thing with the man from 19 years ago. I thought episode 5 also had some of my favorite portrayal of the culprit as well. As in, I really liked the way the Yasuda was being in this episode. The whole thing from the man from 19 years ago, right? And the way the way that, at least in my theory, I don't have to actually know what really happened in episode 5, but in my theory, I feel like Yasuda wanted to help protect Nazi as well, right? So Beto was actually, because in the episode itself, Beto, the witch Beto at least, was trying to, not the doll Beto, but the other Beto from Nazi's illusion, was actually trying to help her, and I interpret that as actual Beto in the actual culprit helping her out. Now I don't know if she killed Cross or not, but I think Beto was trying to help Nazi out in her proving her innocence, while also talking about the whole man from 19 years ago. I thought that was the most interesting game board culprit in all the episodes. So yeah, that was also the episode with the whole Nox's Decalogue thing, which helped you out to get closer to the truth. Lambda Delta was pretty excited in this episode as a spectator, right? Because Burn was the baddie here with Erika. But that was also that episode was also the start of my absolute love for Lambda. Now I love Lambda, but episode 5, the answer arcs really changed my view on Lambda, right? And episode 5 is the start of that, so there's that too. So yeah, episode 5 is, the more I think about episode 5, the more I remember that is my favorite episode. So there you go. I remember also before starting it, you guys, I think 2 of you told me that it was also your favorite episodes before I started episode 5, and people had told me that for episode 3 and episode 4 as well. So it's not that I didn't take it to account. Oh, that this is gonna be a banger episode. It's more like, and people said that about episode 6 as well. And no, actually nobody said about 7 or 8. Nobody's told me that episode 7 or 8 was their favorite episode. But I've had people say, not just one person say that episode 6 was their favorite, episode 5 was their favorite, episode 4 was their favorite, and episode 3 was their favorite. And obviously these people were all different people, right? It wasn't the same person saying, this is my favorite episode, and oh yeah, also this is my favorite episode. Nah, it was a clear distinction of people, I know. So since episode 3, from episode 3 to 6, someone said that was their favorite episode since reading them. So when I got to episode 5, it's not like I wasn't really expecting it to be better than episode 4 or 3, but I could see why someone thought episode 4 or 3 was their favorite episodes. It's not like I was going, oh no, they were bad episodes. I can't believe someone thought it was their favorite. But the one that to me, the thing that I'm gonna remember the most after reading Mineko, you know what I mean? Or the thing that I'm gonna remember that impacted me the most in Mineko was the Nazi stuff from episode 5. So yeah, episode 5 is my favorite episode. And then after that, although I feel like if I reread Umineko, it'll also change my rankings, because reading everything with the knowledge in mind you'll probably notice all the foreshadowing episodes 1 and 2. You'll probably notice all the interesting stuff. So that probably also helps out. But yeah, and then my next favorite episode is episode 7. I mean, that that I think that should be clear, right? Episode 7 is then my next in line because of how many reveals it had, and that tea party is insane. That the tea party is also. I said that those last couple of parts, those couple of videos of of episode 5 were some of my favorite such of Umineko. The tea party rivals it. Not gonna lie, the tea party of episode 7 was also like 6 videos. I think it was. I think it was like by far the longest tea party. It was 6 videos or something. 6 parts of the tea party, and that was also one of my favorite stretches. If Umineko, it's both of those are my top 2 at least. My top 2 stretches for Umineko was the tea party of episode 7 and the ending of episode 5. Those are my 2 favorite stretches. So episode 7 is my second favorite. It also had all the Byakuya's backstory, which really hit hard, and Will just revealing more and more stuff. The Kinzo backstory was also fantastic. I thought the Kinzo backstory was really well done with Beatrice Castiglione. Finally learning about all of that. From start to finish, I even loved it from start to finish. Introducing us to Leon and Will. From start to... Episode 7, I'll say, is the most consistently good episode. Despite episode 5 to me being better overall, I think episode 7 was from start to finish just a banging episode. So yeah, I'll give episode 7 that. I'll give it that. Now I think the next episode I probably mentioned last time was either episode 3 or 4. I don't really know which one of those 2 I chose as my favorite, really. But if I look back now, if I think back now, episode 3 had Kyodora and Berto's backstory, which again, watching that back now, probably hits hard knowing everything that we know now. So that's one bonus for it. We had the whole thing with Eva, not just Eva Trice, but also learning more about Eva and her and how she, lived her life with her siblings and all that. We learn about that and how she wanted to be the next head of the German family. That was also the episode where Virgilia was stuck with Battler. That was also the episode where we got tricked big time. Ooh, we got tricked big time. Virgilia stuck with Battler and taught him about the Brawn Tubes, right? Taught him that he doesn't just, he doesn't just have to accept the magic as the truth and all that, right? The prawn tube thing, right? Just because you can't see it doesn't mean it isn't there, right? Or just because you don't know how it works. Like, you know what I mean, right? That was the episode with the 6 locked rooms. Yeah, episode 3 also had, I think, some of my favorite locked room situations as well. The 6 locked rooms and the non-just murder. I think those are two of my favorite locked room situations. So yeah, and then we had the epic fight with Rudolph, Kyrie, Belfiger, and Leviathan, I think in English, not Leviathan. Leviathan, I think it is in English, supposedly. So that was a great fight there. Hideyoshi had a really cool moment in episode 3 as well. Hideyoshi had his best moment in episode 3. So yeah, that was great. And then we got tricked at the very end, and we got introduced to Angie, and we got the little thing at the very end with Eva and Angie, and and her and Angie and Eva in the hospital and stuff. So thinking back, episode 3 was banging. What did episode 4 have out from memory? So episode 4 was when we first learned about we had a lot of Maria, Sakutaro, and Rosa focus, and that was amazing. I didn't like it at the start, but it really grew on me, and then I started really getting attached to Maria and Sakutaro and that relationship, that whole thing. And I thought that was very well done, especially the Rosa bit, how dark it was. Rosa being my favorite character, seeing her dark side, but I was still able to like her in the end because I don't condone what she did. I don't respect, obviously, I don't respect it. I'm not okay with it, right? But I still was able to understand her side. And that was the episode where we really went in for the whole without love the truth cannot be seen, because that's when we first learned about it with Okonogi and Angie. That's when we first really got that drilled in us, right? Because post episode 3, I had no love, bro. I had no love. I hated Beato. I was like, Beato, you suck. You tricked me. But then episode 4, when it started drilling to us, hey, remember, love. Without love, it cannot be seen. That whole thing. And we got a lot of Angie's story. Angie started her alliance with Battler in the magic realm, which was great. And then Angie's getting chased around by Kasumi, and she started learning magic, but she was also getting chased by Kasumi and the Mishima group and all that. That whole stuff was going on. And you also had the Angie bullet moment, which is another very heartbreaking scene that impacted me a lot. Maybe not as much quite as much as Nazi did, but definitely impacted me hard. Not yeah. I can't believe I related to Nazi so much despite us being polar opposites, bro. Like our cultures are polar opposites, our ages are polar opposites, and our genders are also polar opposites. But I was still able to relate to her and her issues and her troubles, and I love that a lot. Episode 4 was also very weird. Episode 4 was also the coolest Kinzo. Yeah, Kinzo, after episode 4, a lot of him was pathetic. Like, Kinzo in episode 5 and 6 and 7 was very pathetic. Episode 8, he was awesome. Kind old man. I love that. But after Kinzo in episode 4 was the coolest Kinzo. Man went in there, down there, and killed everyone. That was hype as hell. Kinzo was cold, bro. Kinzo was destroyed in episode 4. So, but that was also the episode with a lot of magic, and it was hard to understand what was actually going on in the game board. And that was that whole thing was going on. The ending of episode 4 was great, pretty good with Battler walking around, and you know, and doing the whole doing with Beato, and Beato asked at the end, "Who am I?" That was good. And we also had that was also the episode where the reveal happened. Yeah, the whole story with Maria and Rosa and Sakutaro was so well done, and the combination of that with Angie as well in the future was great. So yeah, and then that was what I had to decide between last time. But I think I decided on episode 3, and I think I'm sticking with that still. I think episode 3. I think I prefer the game of episode 3 more than anything. The log streams in episode 3 were more fun to solve is one big thing, and the tricking, me getting tricked in the ending was just incredible. It really hit. I hated it, but I also love it now in hindsight, and I love how much of a lesson I learned from getting tricked like that. So, yeah. Yes, I prefer episode 3 over 4. And then 3 and then 4, and I believe I had 6 after that. It was 5, 7, 3, 4, 6. I still hold that view. Then 2, then 1. So where does episode 8 go? Let me write down this list now. Episode 5, 4, episode 5, 7, then 3. So I basically have the same list, except I just switched episode 5 and 7 around because now I see that episode 5 was my favorite. To episode 1. Where does episode 8 go? Now episode 8 is very emotional. It's right off the bat, it's better than episode 1 and 2. Right off the bat, I can say that with confidence. Episode 1 and 2 were, it's not that they were bad, it's just that there were it was a lot of like setup for the awesomeness that was going to start in episode 3. So they're definitely the slowest parts of Umineko, starting off there. They're also the 2 longest parts of Umineko for me to read, because it took me 40 parts to read both of them. So it took me so long to read them. That might have also been why I don't see them as high as you see every other part. So yeah. Episode 8. We just read this recently, so there's definitely recency bias here. But this is the episode Battery made for Angie, right? It was very interactive, which is a big plus. I love the interactive sections. I really love the quiz tournament. I really love the not just the quiz tournament, but I also really love the I can't speak. The burn puzzle. The burn puzzle was one of my favorite experiences with the mystery story ever. That was the first time I actually had to solve a mystery like that, and I had to actually try and solve it, and I managed to do it. And it was with characters that I knew and loved, and that also added to the experience. So it definitely started off strong with all the interactive elements, and I thought that was great. Then we had a lot of the middle portions, right, where it was kind of like they were defending themselves against the frigging goats coming in. The goats storming in and eating the Golden Land. I didn't find that particularly interesting. I found the most interesting part in that section of episode 8 to be the whole thing that was going on between Ikuko and Toya. I thought that was much more interesting, and trying to piece that together with what's going on with Angie. And then even the City Book stuff wasn't super interesting to me, other than Angie and Erika's interactions. So it didn't get really good again until the fights at the end, where we got to see Rosa in action. Yeah, that was amazing. Rosa going in action, and then Battler punching Burn was fantastic. So that's when it got really, really good again. So episode 8 had a bit of a downtime in the middle between the interactive sections and then getting hyped up again during the climax of the episode. And yeah, the ending itself, surprisingly, the ending of the whole visual novel didn't hit me all that hard. Neither the magic ending or the trick ending particularly hit me that hard. I know it hit a lot of people that hard, but it didn't really do it for me. And this Unhuman Party was also very solid. It was good to see the, you know, Toya interacting with his other identity's sister, I guess, Yukari or Angie. And that was very, very good. It's good to see that Angie's wish was granted in the end. And the music is great, of course. So that's it. So the ending itself wasn't super impactful, but as a whole, the episode was good. So I'm trying to think now. Where does episode 8 go? Better than 1 and 2. Would I say that I like it more than episode 6 though? Episode 6, I believe, when we first learned about... Yeah, that was when we first got introduced to Featherine and Ikiko, or Toya. We knew her story at the time. And... that was the... Oh, the episode 6 had the valid moment. That is my singular favorite moment in all of Umineko. Actually, the valid moment is still my favorite moment ever. Yeah. I still get chills thinking about that moment. Yeah. And Erika's a menace. Erika's a menace in episode 6. Ooh, that's hard. I don't know whether I prefer 6 or 6. Ooh, I now don't know whether I prefer 6 or 4 even. Forget 6 or 8. I prefer 6 or 4. I'm gonna have episode 6 over episode 4, you know. Ooh, the valid moment. Erika's a menace. The perfect examination when she beheaded everybody. But then there's the love duel stuff. Yeah, that drags it down a lot for me. I didn't like the love duel stuff that much. I did not find the love duel sections that interesting. But I really like the ending. I like the ending with the whole... Yes, the ending of episode 6 was fantastic. Because that had Batter fight against Erika in that logic battle where Erika didn't realize that Kano and Shan are the same person, so she got tricked. And the way I was able to tell what was going to happen at the very end as well, with Batter going, "Oh yeah, sorry, but there's only 17 of us. Even if you join us, there's only 17 of us." That ending was perfect. That ending was perfect. Okay, wait a second. Now we need to rethink our right. But the love duel brings it down, I think, though. I know a lot of people are fan of the love duel. Because I've seen, but I wasn't like the biggest fan of the whole George fights Jessica fights Kanon thing. No, fights Batter thing for Kanon, Shannon, and Beato. But it did help help us understand what was actually going on. So the locked dream stuff was amazing, but a lot of the magical stuff wasn't. The magical stuff wasn't as good. And then we had that was the episode with the whole Chick Beato, right? Chick Beato and Elder Beato. That was fun. That was okay. I don't like it or hate it. I think that was okay. See, episode 6 had some of the peakest peaks of Umineko, but also some lows. It's hard for me, man. And that's why it's hard to decide. Because it had episode 6 had the singular best moment in all of Umineko. But man, the lows they bring in. Episode 4, though, it had some pacing issues. What did I say? Not pacing issues, but it has some weird like chronological issues where like some scenes I feel like didn't really work that well together. And I think that's also a downside to episode 4. And episode 4 doesn't have any peak moments like episode 6 does with the valid moment, which is still my favorite moment. But it did have Sakutaro, the moment, Rosa and Maria stuff, and Angie in her life. Now I actually don't. Yeah, episode 4 was good, but so was episode 6. I'm having a very hard time deciding. Valid. Nah, Valid is too peak. Nah, Valid is too. I'm just thinking of the Valid moment. It's too peak. Wait, which video was it? Okay, I'm gonna look at my own videos. Let's see if I can find the Valid video because that moment's too peak. I think episode 6 is gonna have to top it. The love jewel alone, yeah, and the ending, the locked room stuff, yeah. I think. Let's see if I can find the Valid moment. Oh, I found. Okay, I found it. I'm good thing I have it's timestamped. The verdict is. Ah, I get chills, bro. Oh, yeah, that moment is too good, and then the best part of that moment too is right after the part right after Erica being absolutely nuts, Erica being insane. Okay, wait. Oh, we gotta watch that too now. Oh, Erica in episode 6 was way too good. Wait, where is it? Is it this thing? It's here. It's around here. Here we go. There it is. This moment is too good. Dude, that's too good. Ooh. I think I prefer episode 6 over episode 4. I think I do now. I think I do. I'm gonna rearrange the rankings now. I've rearranged them, so now I now have episode 6 right below episode 3. Does it beat episode 3 though? Ooh, I don't think so. I think episode 3 is just too. Oh, because episode 3 is my favorite question arc episode. Man, that's difficult to decide. Ah, man. The locked rooms of episode 3 are my favorite locked rooms. Even better, it's better than the episode 6 locked rooms. And Erica's a menace, which was nice. Erica's infinitely better than Eva Teacher was in episode 3. That is true. But the locked rooms weren't as good. The ending of episode 6 is better. No, sorry! Episode 3 had the trick moment. Sorry. No. The ending of episode 3, in hindsight, knowing what I know now, is better. Yeah. Ending of episode 3 is better. That was the trick moment. That's why I love episode 3 so much, of course. And that was for the Gildia stuff. The fight, Belphegor being amazing, but also the fight between Leviathan and Kyrie. Yeah, nah. Episode 3 really ramps it up, yeah. And the whole thing, the Kyodor and Beato stuff, in hindsight, is also very, very good. Very good character building there for Kyodor and Beato, and the current Beato. Yeah, nah, episode 3 remains better than episode 6, I think. It's close! It's close, though. At least I can firmly say that episode 5 and 7 are the best. I can firmly say that. Episode 5 I can firmly say is my favorite. Episode 8 is gonna be hard to decide. Episode 8. Episode 8 had a strong start, though. Right? Episode 6 didn't. Episode 7 had a strong start. Episode 5, it had an okay start. Episode 6 did not have a strong start, is the thing. Episode 8 had a strong start. It had an iffy middle ground and a strong end-ish. What is my favorite end? I should say that. I think episode 7 had the strongest start. But what had the strongest end then? Is it episode 8 with the heartbreak? Is it episode 7 with the tea party? Is it episode 6 with there's only 17 of us? Is it episode 5 with the whole war, basically, between Battler and Eric at the end there? Is it episode 4 with the Who Am I? Is it episode 3 with us getting tricked? Is it episode 2 with, I believe that was Rosa and Maria, right? Episode 2 ended with Rosa and Maria going like, Oh yeah, it was also no episode 2 and also ended with Battler getting humiliated. Getting it. Yeah, that was terrible. What the frick, bro? Well, I hated that. No, I'm not joking. In hindsight, it's good. Episode 1 ended with Beato shooting Nazi, right? Or Beato shoot. Well, you know, the rest of the family meeting Beato, and then bang, like that, right? So, what had the best ending? Not episode 1 and 2. Episode 3 is in contention with the whole trick thing. Not at episode 4. I prefer episode 3's ending over episode 4. I don't think it's episode 5 either. Episode 5 might be a favorite episode, but the ending itself wasn't. It was the ending portions that was at peak, but the ending itself wasn't as good as episode 3 strictly, like as a single ending. If you're just talking ending. Episode 6 was good, but would I have episode 6's ending over episode 3's? No, I don't think so. And then we have. So it's between 3, 7, and 8, between what has the best ending. But episode 8 was a heartbreaking ending, but I think I prefer the tea party. Yeah, I definitely prefer the tea party section and the tricked. So did episode 7, episode 3. It's a tie, really. The tea party as a whole was a better experience, though. Episode 3 had the better ending in the sense that tricked was a better spontaneous, like bang. While episode 7 had the whole tea party, which as a whole is incredible. So I think I'm gonna give episode 7 with the best ending, with the whole tea party. Right, the Unhuman party wasn't really an ending. That was just a conversation with Featherween where Byrne was like, "Yo, can I be the game master for the next episode? I'm gonna open up the game one more time." That was that. So I'm gonna give it to episode 7. But that doesn't help me rank where episode 8 should be. Okay, it's better than 1 and 2, but it's not as good as 5 and 7. Okay, that much we know. So it's somewhere between 4, 6, and 3. Right? Is it better than episode 4? Is where we should start off with. And I want to say yes. Yeah, I want to say yes. Thinking back to episode 4, the Angel storyline was much better than episode 8, of course, because that's when we see her character develop, and then we see the whole conclusion to that story. So that was great. Episode 4 had the Maria Sakutaro stuff and with Rosa, which is peak. Obviously, episode 8 didn't have that. They did have the awesome Rosa and Maria moment, though, which is just one sweatiness moment, not a whole great scene. It did have the Angie bullied stuff. Yeah. The whole episode was a weird mess of magic stuff, though. Yeah, I think I want to say episode 8. I think I prefer it over episode 4. I do think I do. Next up is then episode 6, right? I have to deliberate. I think it's about episode 4, but I have to deliberate whether it's better than episode 6. I have episode 6 or episode 4. And I want to say it's also better than episode 6 as well. I want to say so. Because episode 4 and 6 to begin with are neck and neck in terms of what I like more. Episode 6 had the valid moment, but it didn't have the strongest of starts. Oh no, it did have a relatively strong start. That was when we introduced Featherine, right? It was episode 5. Was it episode 5 that didn't have the strongest of starts? Oh, episode 8 had a very strong start and a very strong end. And some push in the middle with the whole goats eating the golden land stuff really was kind of the biggest thing there that to me, like, and also the city books scenes. That was really it. So I want to say episode 8 is better than episode 6 as well. And then now just have to live between episode 8 and episode 3. That's really it. Episode 8 or episode 3 is just there, and I think that'll be enough. I think that'll be where episode 8 is placed. Because I know I've already determined that episodes 5 and 7 are the 2 best episodes, with 5 being my personal favorite overall. So 8 had the interactive puzzle. I'm gonna say 3 has my favorite block through stuff, but 8 had the interactive puzzles though, which were fun. But episode 3's locked rooms, it's unfair to compare it to, like, episode 3's game board is so much better than episode 8's game board, because episode 8's game board is just, hey, Halloween party, also solve some quiz questions about your family. So I want to say I prefer episode 3's game board over that. And I want to say episode 7 had the best ending, right? But I prefer episode 3's ending over episode 8's ending. So And the tricked moment was just way too good. And episode 3 is when my love for Minako really grew exponentially. Because episode 1 and 2 are good, but they never made me love Umineko. Episode 3 was the sort of loving Umineko. Of course, that's not how we're gonna rate Umineko based on the episodes, just based on how they made me feel regarding the whole visual novel. Just gotta rate them on their own merit. But yeah, I still think I prefer episode 3 over 8. Episode 8 had a stronger start for sure. But yeah, episode 3 was just, yeah. Yeah, Virgilia, Battler, the locked dreams. The gold as well. The gold being found by Eva. Oh yeah, the gold being found by Eva. Oh, that was amazing. Yeah, the Hideyoshi moment, the food expedition fights. Jess's sisters introduced them to Evatrice. I didn't love Evatrice, but I didn't mind Evatrice, sorry, either. So, and the ending was absolutely amazing. So yeah, I think episode 3 over 8. So I'm gonna write down episode 8 here, and I'm gonna give you guys the full ranking, and then we're gonna end this off, okay? Episode 8. So, my favorite episodes, gonna rank them like this, from favorite to least favorite, is episode 5 is my favorite, episode 7, then episode 3, then episode 8, then episode 6, then episode 4, then episode 2, then episode 1. That is my current ranking of all the episodes. There you go. Have fun with that, or whatever you know do with that. And I haven't really talked about episode 1 and 2. That's kind of unfair. I did say that they're my 2 least favorite episodes. They still are. But at least for the other episode, I give them a short description of what they're all about. Episode 1 had some great atmosphere. I think episode 1 has some of the best atmosphere in all the episodes, because the whole thing was creepy. Because there wasn't such thing as magic at the time. Episode 1 was strictly mystery. And I actually kind of liked that because of that. Episode 2 had a lot more fantasy. But episode 1 was very mystery-like, very creepy in a way. I really liked the family arguments and discussions in episode 1. And I was just, yeah, I was lost in a lot of it, kind of theorizing with Battler, learning to flip the chessboard. Thinking back, episode 1 was a very good start. I think, well, it's a good start. I feel like if I reread Umineko, I feel like I'd rank episode 1 higher. Because now with everything that I know, I'd probably would love it more. And Naughty was a big character that episode, right? Because in episode 2, Rosa served as Naughty's role, except Rosa was actually guilty in episode 2. Naughty was innocent in episode 1. Rosa kind of served that role, being like the last adult remaining in episode 2. But Naughty did it better. As much as I actually did she do it better? Rosa's a lot cooler than Naughty, but Naughty was, knowing that she wasn't actually an accomplice, was a lot more wholesome. And so looking back, I preferred Naughty's the way Naughty did it. So there's that. So yeah, I do think, but Rosa's a lot more cool in episode 2. Episode 2 also had the start of Red Truth, and that was the start of my arguments with Berto, between Battler and Berto. And for that, and it had a lot of Rosa exposition. And I love Rosa so much, so... And Battler was called incompetent. Yeah, that's still one of the best scenes in all of Umineko, Battler being called incompetent. Yeah, so and I think that's just that Lando's introduced. I think she was introduced during the Tea Party, or was it Unhuman Party? I think Lando's introduced in the Tea or Unhuman Party of episode 2 as well. So there's that. I'm not too sure exactly when. I want to say it was during the Unhuman Party. Because that's obviously the witch party. That's where the witches come in. So there's that. And episode 2, you had the fun locked room puzzles of the chapel and... Not the chapel. Yeah, the chapel with Rosa and the letter and stuff. You had all the closed room puzzles as well between George, Shannon, and Gora. That was a fun locked room puzzle. So there's a lot of... And Conan and Jessica, of course. So episode 2 also focused a lot on Shannon and Conan, which I thought was necessary. So episode 1 had the best atmosphere. And I really liked the adult conversations. And I really like how mystery-like it was. That it had no fantasy at all. And I like episode 1 for that. But I think overall episode 2 is a little better. So, yeah. I feel like in hindsight, rereading these will change my mind, though. And that's my episode ranking, though. I've given you guys my ranking. That's Umineko when they cry as well. That's the end of the Unhuman Party. So that's where I'll leave you guys off at. I hope you guys have enjoyed Umineko. Reading through Umineko when they... watching me read through Umineko when they cry, as much as I've enjoyed reading through Umineko when they cry. I will see you guys in whatever I decide to do next, whether it's Umineko side content that you see me in next, or whether I do other stuff. I'm sure to do other stuff too, but Umineko is mainly done now. So yeah, this has been a long journey. This has been a fun journey, but it's time to let it go now. We've been doing this for a year and 7 months now, because it's June 2023 now. So we've been doing this for a while, and yeah. Thank you so much for sticking along with me for all these years. I mean, year and a half. Thank you for sticking along. Thank you for enjoying this series. This is by far my most acclaimed series, most popular series on my channel. By far the most popular thing I've done. Has by far the most viewed videos on my channel. And the most likes. This is what you guys, and most in general interaction. You guys comment a lot on this, and that's fun. So you know, whatever you choose to do next, whether you're going to continue watching my content for something that isn't Mineko or not, I don't know, but I'm gonna continue doing all this stuff. Maybe some Mineko videos here and there too. But yeah, I mean, obviously I'm not strictly speaking on the Mineko channel. I do a bunch of other stuff than the Mineko, so if you stick with me for that, then welcome, welcome, welcome. If not, then I hope you enjoyed this Mineko journey with me, and because I've enjoyed it a lot, and I've enjoyed hundreds upon hundreds upon hundreds of hours of talking and theorizing and a whole bunch of stuff. And yeah, everybody, this was a very good, a good visual novel, a perfecto visual novel. It was a fun story. It was a fun time, and you know, I'll probably never forget this journey. I'll probably never forget having read Minako with you all. I'll probably never forget any of this. So it's been fun. I'll see you guys in whatever I do next if you're gonna keep up with me. But if not, I hope you've enjoyed being with me. And the only thing left for me to say is, see you again.